Fellas, let's talk facts. Your belt game can make or break your look. You can have the cleanest fit, but if your belt is cracked, stretched, or sagging, you just killed the vibe. And believe me, women notice. First impressions matter. That's why I'm excited to partner with Anson Belt and Buckle. They completely reimagine how belts should work. No more holes. Anson uses a micro-adjustable track system that gives you the perfect fit every single time. Once you try it, you'll never go back to a regular belt. And here's what sets it apart. One box gives you 3 buckles and 3 straps. That's 9 different combos. More versatility, less clutter. You'll look sharp in every situation. Anson is family owned, backed by a lifetime guarantee. And because they're sponsoring this video, you'll get a free bonus buckle and a strap when you click the link below or scan the QR code. Don't wait. Upgrade your belt game today.
I've been saying this for a while, but now there is a woman on Instagram who is accusing Saweetie of being a yacht girl. And for those of you who don't know what a yacht girl is, it's basically a girl who sells cookies, but she's not a Girl Scout.
You may not have heard of this young lady because
Just ask you guys this, yacht girl. This is my first time hearing about a yacht. Well, I know people that go on yachts, but I don't know. Is this a popular terminology that's used to describe certain behavior?
I've heard it when I heard about the Diddy cases.
Okay.
Like it was girls on the yacht that was there for certain things.
Okay. Don't y'all start acting brand new like y'all haven't heard none of this terminology like it's really foreign. It may
I
not
haven't
be,
heard it in person, honestly.
it may
to
not
be
be
honest.
y'all, but maybe your girls or maybe you.
Oh, we got a yacht girl that be on the show.
Who?
Yacht shorty.
Oh,
the one who said
yeah.
Who you talking about? Say their name. Don't be scared.
Remember-
What's her name? Aisha? No, not Aisha.
They
what's her
said she
name?
was the ugly
She's
friend.
from Cali. She got a California accent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you don't want to say her name.
Oh, what's her name? It's the girl with the big. She got big breasts. Brown
That's
skin.
a nice way to describe her.
Brown skin. Oh, dang, what's her name? She ghetto. She ratchet.
Oh, you talking about? I don't
talking about
know.
Ray?
Ray. She
You know
said.
who she was. I might just want somebody else to say it. You know who he was.
No, yeah. No, I'm trying to think of the name. She don't be on here too often.
I'm
But yeah,
about to-
Ray. She was saying I ain't got no yacht.
Okay, I'm about to send her a message,
You
man.
on
I'm about
his
to get
yachts all the
Ray up
time.
there because you acting a fool now. All right, here we go.
I haven't either. Her name is Maybach May. If you look at her Instagram, it doesn't seem like she has a whole lot of stuff popping. She just looks like the average chick with a BBL and a nice body, and nothing else is to be seen there, right? But that's what you think. Just because somebody don't have a whole lot of followers, it don't mean that they're not important in the industry. And according to this chick, she's more important than we think. Fast forward. Maybach May is one of the largest madams in the industry. And what Maybach May does is she connects a lot of beautiful women to rich men all over the world. She's going to Dubai, Lagos, Europe, wherever you think that the rich guys are at, she has them in her system. And a lot of girls want to deal with Maybach May because she's the connection to all the guys with the money. And one of those ladies allegedly is Saweetie. Now, if you look at Saweetie's Instagram following, she got 12.4 million followers. Why would Saweetie be working with a lady that got 25,000 followers? Well, here's a story. Fast forward. Maybach May had a connection with a guy by the name of Jadon Sancho. Now, he plays in the Premier European League. I think it's Manchester United. I'm not necessarily sure. But the guy makes a lot of money, like over $180,000 per week. And this dude is known for tricking on women. Like, he is known for spending a whole lot of money. So basically what Maybach May did was say, listen, Saweetie, I got this dude, and he's a younger guy. He's like 21. And you know, Saweetie is closer to being like 30. So look, this young dude, if you deal with him, he'll spend money on you. But here's what you got to do. You got to pay me my money, and you know, whatever else you get from him, you can keep. But as long as I get my cut, I'm cool.
He's right, you know.
And here's a text message that's even explaining that. Here it says, What you doing? We should do a big bear trip with good friends, group co-ed. Oh my God, it's so nice here. And even that code is 2 hours from LA. At the studio, girl, all my friends out of state. When bees run it up on Jadon, how much they doing in a weekend?
Woo!
Now, this is evidence, right? Fast forward. But here's what Saweetie did. She fell in love with Jadon, or got Jadon to fall in love with her. And so she ended up in a full relationship with Jadon Sancho. Now, Jadon Sancho ended up getting, a tattoo of her, I think like on his neck or something like that. And basically they got into a full blown relationship and basically cut off Maybach May. And so this is the problem at Bay. Maybach May is saying, listen, you owe me money and you was out here dealing with the dude that I set you up with, and now you don't want to pay me? Let's go back to that first text message. She goes, Sancho, after you done paying and getting tattoos of a 304, you barely know. Run me my money. She hates her career, so you come right on time like the trick you are. I just want what y'all owe me. So obviously Jadon didn't pay her, and Saweetie must have told him not to pay. Now, what else? Cocaine, witchcraft, and liquor is one hell of a mix. Send me my bread home record.
Woo!
Oh man, it's getting pretty ugly, man. It's crazy once they start doxing, right? So this is all allegedly, but I'm pretty sure we can come to our own conclusions about what's taking place with young Saweetie. Actually, when she was in Chicago, I did some photography, man, and I had seen her seem like a pretty cool girl. I had no idea that she had the potential to be out here doing such things. I thought maybe her music career might have been popping, but I guess I was misled. But I'm curious to get you guys' thoughts about this. This is nothing new, I'm assuming, right? This happens every day. It's just that maybe her story got put into the public because she's a public figure. But what are you guys' thoughts?
Before we talk about it, can I ask for a couple quick questions for context?
Mhm.
Was this supposedly her first time doing that, or was this something that she did regularly with that girl?
I don't think this information is out there. I mean, she could have been dealing with her for a long time.
She said
And
she's used to working with Sweetie.
yeah,
Okay.
So this is something that they got a relationship, and like our relationships, when money get involved, it becomes a different type of ball game. So we don't know what went down with that. But what are you guys' immediate thoughts? I see you smiling over there, Shanice. Go ahead.
Well, I gotta go first.
Everybody say that, man. Somebody got to go first.
I mean, this is allegedly. I really don't believe it. I think she probably did work with the young lady, not necessarily to do that. I think everybody, it's people out there that's just be trying to use people for clout. I feel like it's a clout thing. I don't feel like it's something that's serious. I never heard of a yacht girl, so this is new to me. So I'm gonna be like real silent in this and try to learn before I start speaking. I land my plane.
Never heard of a yacht girl, but you have heard of the behavior associated with the yacht girl, right?
I've heard of behavior, yes.
Okay. Just want to be sure. Go ahead, Ish. I seen you came off the mic a little bit. This must be your home girl.
No, I agree with Shanice. I don't even know. I don't even listen to. She's not in my generation. I don't know. I don't listen to her. Like her, I don't. This really didn't show up on my timeline. I think I seen something about her, but it didn't have anything to do with this. But I think the lady is chasing clout because first, if you a madam, you get your money from the dude up front. Like, what kind of madam are you? The man is supposed to pay you for the service on front. The woman ain't got nothing to do with that. So I just personally think something went wrong in their friendship, and maybe it had something to do with business. And I feel like she just lying and she reaching for clout because none of those text messages proved a thing to me. You know what I'm saying? So even if he did pay him to hook her up with Sweetie, then that's on him. That don't have nothing to do with Sweetie. So why are you trying to expose her? Because really you ain't showing us nothing because I'm going to need more text messages. I'm going to need to see that she was a repeat offender. I'm going to need to see that you just aren't just trying to set her up. Like, we know that it happens. The girls that get shitted on in Dubai and all that weird stuff. Like, yeah, we know that this goes on. This is no surprise to us. But I think somebody said, who needs, enemies when you have friends like that? That girl is not her friend. She was an opportunist. Most celebrities don't even know these people. She was hanging around Sweetie for clout. And sometimes you just gotta watch who you have around you because she didn't get her money, and that's shame on her if she walking around Hollywood calling herself a madam and nobody even knows who you are. You're trying to get clout. You made up a whole story. I don't really believe her like that. We
So
know Sweetie's music sucks and she's not really doing good, but girl, go find something safe to do. You gotta come with more receipts for me. Even the way the guy explained it, I was like, everything he said, he was like, "Oh, you can tell by what?" Because that don't sound like the way you making it seem. Everything is in context, and the media they just take a story that they feel like is hot and they run with it. It's other things we can be talking about right now. This is like the bottom of the barrel to me. So
so,
I'll
so
end.
you don't believe she a madam because she didn't get her money up front? That's one of the things.
That's one of my defenses because I've been around pimps and players and all kind of things in my day. That money got to come first. Am I lying, Hank? That
Nah,
money,
when we
that
talking
money
about
got to drop them hands before anything,
Hank,
when we
anything go down. Don't even try to act like
hold
you
on,
know. You know the streets.
hold
You
on,
know
Aisha.
you
I don't like how
rolling.
you put
You
me in
know
there.
circumstances.
Hank, I don't like
The
that,
money gotta,
Aisha.
the money gotta hit. So if she a madam, baby, you doing a poor job at it because that is not
God
the way
damn.
they go down.
no, I think
I
when
call
when
me
you
a stray. God damn.
when you're dealing with that type of money, I think it's different from like low level stuff. Like if you dealing with celebrities and rich men,
Madams, they have madams that you still
yeah,
get your
no,
money up front. Millions of
I know
dollars,
what
I
you,
make that
no, I
in
know what
hand.
you're talking about. But for example, like if you the person who gives Floyd Mayweather his watches, right? He don't say, Floyd, give me my money now, and then I get no. It's like, yo, Floyd, I trust you, Floyd. Take the watch. You pay me when you pay me. So if you're dealing with that type of money with those type of clients, like the money, fixating on the money like that is probably not really. That's probably
That's a
going to
fact.
right.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, he's 100% right. Yep. Yeah, it's better. It's better to have somebody like people like that owe you. You know what I'm saying? It's have them in your back pocket. But
I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying that. I'm just at just one particular point. I was just kind of giving context to that. But you could be absolutely right. I just was throwing that out there.
All right. What you thinking, Miss Manos World?
This is not my first. I was trying to sit here and recollect, but it's not my first time hearing about Sweetie in Dubai and some alleged unscrupulous behavior. As far as this particular situation, like I have to agree with Aisha. Like, I don't get it. What's the beef? What are we arguing about here? It sounds like she mad Sweetie ran off with the trick. I don't know. I don't get it. And even if Sweetie did run off with it, like that's a grown man and a grown woman. What do you have anything else to say about that?
If I could comment real quick, I think when you put yourself in her shoes right now, I'm not saying that y'all would do the same thing, right? But if you got, let's say you're a person of poor character slightly, and if you connect a girl with a guy for a weekend, you get your little bag, and then she takes that small bag and she turns it into a big bag by like, yo, this is my boyfriend now. I'm getting recurring money. Like, this is my nigga now. Somebody of poor character may be like, yo, you finesse this into a relationship. You owe me a little bit more money than what you gave me. Like, this was for 1 weekend of pussy. Like, now you trying to go and take my client and do your own business on the side. You might feel some type of way. No, not you per se, but this shorty, she probably serious about her money and she probably serious about her hoes. Don't take my hoe and
Sweetie
go
cut
in.
out the middleman.
Yeah,
She
you
cut out
going.
the
It's like if you
middleman.
got clients and then somebody working with you comes and they work with your client real quick and then they get a little side contract and they doing their own thing. You like, yo, don't take my hoes. Like, what's wrong with you?
Hey, but to that point, that's a very good point. But I think to that point, that's something that will be part of the game, though. I'm sure if she's doing what she's doing with these, beautiful women for these high-profile men, I'm pretty sure this ain't the first time that somebody done cuffed one of them. So I think that just comes a part of the game in which the point that you made of where it's like, man, just hit me on the back end. that actually may that will work against you at some point. Because if I owe you this 20K for, you know what I'm saying, spending the night with her, and I end up cuffing her, shit, that's our 20K. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting the 20K now. So both could be true for sure.
Well,
So
I thought he
so
said in the video that whatever she gets after she gets her money, it's on her. That's what they said in the video. So it shouldn't matter. I think the old girl's mad because she didn't get her money yet. So I don't know if anybody ever owe you money, you got a problem with them. I know I do. I don't know about you guys. Y'all wealthy. I ain't like it. I got it like that.
These
But if
niggas
somebody
is
owe me
crying.
money, I'm gonna shake motherfuckers down in order to get my goddamn money. You got to pay me. I want what
These
you owe
niggas,
me.
these niggas cry if the IRS don't get them their income tax return in what they feel is an appropriate amount of time. You goddamn right they're gonna be mad if somebody owe them money that long and then they
Oh,
don't get it.
I know they playing games like they don't know what's going on. Aisha said she don't know who you don't listen to music. Aisha, it's on your playlist. You was at the club last night listening to it. I know you were. Don't do that, ma'am. Don't do that. But look, hey, if that's what this chick is into, that kinky shit, man, so be it. Look, like she said, she's a madam. She's out here, you know what I'm saying? That chick Saweetie would have never got with the dude without that connection. And that's probably what she really wanted. She sounded like she was fiending over the dude, and she really wanted to get with him, but she didn't have no access to him. So she ran into somebody who did. But the woman said, in order to do this, I need my bread. So, hey, you got to get my bread. You got what you're looking for. Matter of fact, you got an extra benefit because now you got a relationship with this man. I need my money. I'm just asking for my money. Pay me and I'm about my business. If you don't pay me, I'm putting all your business out in the goddamn street. And that's what it looked like it's going to happen. She put her goddamn business out in the street, whether she like it or not.
isn't it illegal for her to come out and ask for that? Because isn't that prostitution, or am I ignorant on that?
Well,
We
they
both
don't
going to
look like
jail.
they doing the transaction
It's
in the
it's
country.
definitely illegal.
Yeah,
We
that's
both
what I'm lost. So I'm like, how can she? That's like saying like going in the news like, oh, somebody robbed me for all my bricks. Like I'm
Well,
confused
no,
as to how
I
she
don't think.
can
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be
yeah.
filing no civil suit for this bullshit. It's just, you know what I'm saying, she's just gonna try to ruin her reputation. That's all.
I mean, she ain't got no. I mean, apparently her reputation's already shit. Like she was, old girl said she was in Dubai. I'm like, damn, like that's crazy. So they fly to Dubai and they really get shit on and shit out there.
They get shit on. You gotta Google it. They get
Damn,
shit on out there. Like it's a
damn.
thing. They pay them.
So would it be? So is Saweetie a whore?
It's safe to say that she is. Have you seen her mom? I feel like it's genetic.
No, I just want to know.
I
I
feel
mean, because
like
every time I call like
Mama
somebody
said you
who's a
caught one.
supposed whore, I get backlash for it. So does this qualify as her being a whore or no?
when you getting paid to have sex, that's
Right. I was about to say quite literally
quite
the
the
definition.
definition. Yeah.
But remember, this is alleged.
Allegedly.
You don't have to be having
Allegedly.
sex. Yeah, you don't have to be having sex to be a whore. It just had sexual activities in exchange for money. So a lot of people are whores under that definition.
God
All right,
damn.
hold on, y'all. I got some more clips I want to kind of get through surrounding this.
I'll be home
He is
soon too, by the way.
allegedly a
Sorry about
yacht
the
girl
drive.
who makes far more money. Saweetie is allegedly a yacht girl who makes far more money from yachting than she does from her music career. And according to this blind item, she allegedly has a substance abuse problem that is making her messy and causing her to lose yachting clients. And the blind item reads, this A-list Nepo baby, who's a rapper, singer, niece, cousin, and granddaughter of famous names, earns way more from yachting each week than from her actual music. But her substance habit has gotten out of control, and the messiness is driving.
You need to build your brand up so that you're not known as a 304, because what men really like, they like freestylers better, okay? They don't want a girl to be posting ads online and stuff. No, they want to feel like they just stumbled across a beautiful woman, and for this price, they could have access. I'm not saying that her music is a cover-up. No, it's not a cover-up. She's an entertainer that goes along with it. So like a child actor grows up, then they're known for being a 304 all of a sudden, but not to regular people. As far as you guys know, they're just a singer, a dancer, an actor, a YouTuber, anything, an influencer. A lot of high-end 304s are actually influencers, and that's what builds your brand better. Why do you think I'm in so many people's YouTube videos? I'm on podcasts like Fresh and Fit. I'm in 20v1s with Kodak. It's all because it builds your persona, it builds your brand. So this way, when I say, hey, I want X amount, it makes sense because I'm an entertainer, I'm a celebrity.
I have said it before, and I get crucified for it. People get so mad every single time I bring it up. But your favorite musicians are not very wealthy. Like, there's no money to be made in the music industry. A lot of them are broke. Some of the influencers on this app make more money than your favorite musicians. And the reason why, it's not just because, I think especially this applies especially like in hip hop, it's not just because they don't get paid that much. It's also because they get paid a decent amount. It's because their lifestyle is extremely expensive. Like, if you are in hip hop, part of being in hip hop is that you have to look rich, you have to pretend to be ultra wealthy, and living outside of your means is very expensive. It's not just like having a fancy house and owning cars, right? It's also like having a glam team all the time, having an agent, having a manager, having a social media person. All of that is very, very expensive. In your mind, you thought Saweetie was affording all of that off of her music career when she's been in the game 10 years and has still not put out a debut album?
And floor seats expensive too.
What music career are they talking about? This
Yeah,
child
no,
has
she is
got 2 or 3.
What income is she trying to cover up? Am I missing something here? Like,
He is right about that though. Like the industry that right now, especially, is hurting. Like I'm in the industry. I shoot, and like I be seeing a lot of like crazy shit behind the scenes. A lot of artists are pop. I ain't gonna hold you. Like shit is crazy. This shit really opened my eyes working with these dudes. But people you would think are popped aren't popped. So it's like a kind of like a double-edged sword. But yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I mean. She put out singles though, like her singles are, they charted and shit like that. So, I mean, she got more of a career than a lot of other artists, so, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if she's still signed yet. That would tell a lot too, if she's still signed. If she's independent, then that would explain a lot. You know what I'm saying? But if she was signed.
Watch, are you recording people getting shitted on?
No, hell no. I shoot music videos.
Oh,
nah, I don't.
really?
Yeah, I shoot music videos. Nothing like that. I never seen nothing like that. But I've heard little things around the industry, but nothing like the Dubai shit. I ain't heard nothing like that.
I don't think this is all real. She's a beautiful girl. She had a nice career, even though she's probably not doing nothing that we see. She's probably doing stuff behind the scenes. I don't think she's doing it, to be honest.
Like getting shitted on.
You don't think she's so?
I don't think she's getting shitted on. I'm sorry. I don't think that.
So why you think just because she's a beautiful girl, so-called beautiful girl, that she's not doing these crazy things? Why?
I didn't say that was the reason why. I just said a statement that she was a beautiful girl. Period.
Then you said you don't think she's doing these things, right?
Get her, Hank.
I just don't think she's doing things.
So who gives a fuck if she's beautiful? Pretty?
Hold on. Watch Shanice get impressed.
Is that why you think? Just because she's
say that one more time? I didn't hear you. Real Dope was talking. Nothing as usual. Go ahead, Hank. What'd you say?
So you're saying just because she's pretty, you couldn't imagine her doing some shit like that. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, so can you repeat my statement to me? Because obviously you're not listening.
You said she's a pretty girl, and I don't think she's doing that stuff.
Right. So the statement is, I think she's a beautiful, pretty girl. But I said she had a lengthy career. She may not be doing nothing now, but I'm pretty sure she's doing things behind the scenes that we don't know about. Then
you said I don't think she's doing those things.
Then I said I don't think she's doing those things. No, I think she has a whole different hustle that we don't know about.
So where did I misunderstand you?
Negative about women.
So where did I misunderstand you?
Because you just said the first statement and you just said the last statement. You missed everything else because
Yeah,
you're
but
trying to just say something just to start an argument. You can fight with
no,
me
ma'am,
without an
no, ma'am,
argument.
no, ma'am, no, ma'am. I'm not trying to fight with you,
Okay,
man.
then say my whole statement if you're gonna ask me a
But
question.
I'm saying what the most important thing you said. She's beautiful.
Everything I say
and
is important.
okay, and not to me, but you said she's
Okay, so why you
beautiful,
asking me
and
questions?
you sit there and said,
Why you
and
asking
you
me
sit
questions?
there and
It's not
make the
important.
statement, and you made the statement that I don't think she's doing that just because she's beautiful.
That's not what I
That was
said,
your
you
assumption.
liar. That's not what I said,
Damn,
you
now I'm a
liar.
liar. Okay,
You are.
okay, well,
You
I
just
could be
flipped my
wrong.
statement. You just flipped my statement. Just started
I think
arguing.
everybody
You
else
want to
heard the
fight?
same
Let's
thing, ma'am.
rumble. You want to
But
fight? Let's rumble.
we went through this
Let's go.
last Wednesday about this,
We
and
don't
you
always
act
go
like you
through it
didn't
when you
say
lie
nothing.
on me.
Okay, well, shame on me.
I honestly don't care how this lady makes her money. I feel like all of these female rappers are either strippers and are hoes.
That's
I
a
feel
fact.
like that's their reputation. That's pretty much what they all do. Like,
That's a fact. To be a rapper, you gotta wear. To be
it's
honest,
like, why would we be surprised? They're not making money for real.
that's a
Like,
fact.
like
To be a rapper, you gotta. She was right. You gotta wear like $3,000 outfits every day, and especially as a female rapper. And I be seeing the shit they have on. Like either it's a lot of shit is fake, or yeah, they got sponsors. That's a fact. It's 100%.
Or they're buying them and then returning them and then filing false insurance claims.
Yeah. That's a fact. There is ways around it, but like a lot of them, they make it look good. A lot of them, they not even doing. Like they just got a sponsor. You know, like some rich fucking tech billionaire bro, whatever. You know, they got under their thumb. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
that well runs dry at a certain point. You know
that's a
those
fact.
tricks. You know they get
Mhm.
bored with you. But I
Mhm.
I don't think that she's had a lengthy career. Like I also don't care how she get her money, but I think that people are probably so surprised at this because Saweetie had more potential, not musically, but like she looked like a nice girl, not to some
she could have
degree.
built a better brand. You know what I mean? She could have built a brand doing something else. Like even when she used to make the YouTube videos, when she used to be making the weird food and just like she could have went another way. You know what I mean? Because we already knew she couldn't rap, but she could have used that to do something else. You know what I mean? And then the whole pretty privilege. Don't say that again, ma'am. That's not a thing. We over that.
Who said pretty privileges? Who said that?
You said pretty privilege not a thing?
She said pretty privilege is the reason why her music doesn't sell.
That's what she said?
That's what she said, girl. You can pull it up.
Yeah, she did say that. Yeah, she said that.
I mean, I don't know her, so I just said, you know, she's a beautiful girl. She is.
It's not that she's.
Some positive.
I mean, yeah. No, I mean, I can't say she's trash. She got charting shit. It's just that she doesn't connect with her fans. You know what I'm saying? Like
a couple hot songs because of the hooks and because of the beats. They went and they grabbed old school beats and they remixed them. But you can't do that.
That's a method. That's a method. If you put her numbers on the board, but
she got 2 or 3 of them. But ultimately, her as an artist is trash. I can confidently say that she's trash. But she do got a couple songs that I would listen to, like in a car, like I'm driving.
Yeah, for sure. No, I wouldn't even listen to her shit. I'm just hesitant to call people trash that like charted. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know one Saweetie song. I don't.
You don't know that song, My Type? You don't know that song?
No.
You just said you weren't looking at her songs. You know her lyrics.
I'm in the club every day. I gotta be around this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ma, when you play it in the car, how loud you play
it? When I say play it in the car, I mean like I wouldn't skip it. Like I wouldn't be like, yo, turn this bullshit off. I let it play.
Shit, I would.
Man, I'm skipping that shit as fast as I can. What the hell?
Yeah. No, it's not for me, but yeah.
This is crazy.
I'm not catching you listening to no Saweetie. I'm not bumping.
McDonald's endorsement. She had.
She did. Wow. Yeah, she did.
Like,
she did.
Why do I want to say Skechers or some kind of shoe?
Mm-hmm.
On her way. I don't know what happened because even if the rap thing didn't work, like I know other rap girls that have diversified. Like Nicki had the whole Mac thing, then she went and did a couple other brands. So I don't know what like
She's
I feel
lazy.
bad for her.
Nicki's different because
look.
Nicki was literally the top female rapper, probably on the level of a lot of those men as far as especially fame. Like Nicki was different. It's hard to compare her. Like Nicki is Nicki.
Well,
Right.
yeah, but I think she's gonna get a new endorsement. She's gonna be endorsing Charmin here soon, even though certain people think she's too pretty to get shitted on.
If
But,
she just
you know
come
what I'm
out
saying?
and embrace the wholeness, if
Yeah.
she embrace the wholeness, she gonna blow up. They
Yeah.
gonna eat that shit up. You hear
Man, look,
me?
she could get Charmin endorsements. She could get wet wipes endorsements. All that shit. All that.
She's a
Now, Cardi B was dancing 7 months pregnant with her nipples showing in the middle of a convenience store, and they was egging her on, talking about mood.
It's disgusting.
But
It's a mockery. It's a mockery.
We expect that from Cardi. I think that Saweetie had the look to like you made your 2 or 3 hits. Now you really can just coast and just kind of do endorsements and kind of show up at best and just be cute for the most part. Maybe be rappers' girlfriends or whatever. Like she did have a lot more potential than like a Sexy Red. We ain't going. We heard Sexy Red was selling pussy. We'd be like, we thought she been selling pussy. So
we started getting fucked on camera. Like that was regular.
About Sexy Red, but not Sweetie.
I was gonna say, what's the difference?
What's going on
I can
there?
explain to
Her
you.
beauty.
I think
Right there.
Her beauty, according to certain individuals.
have y'all look. I think
can
it's her
explain
dating history. If you look at her dating history, she's always with someone. She's never focused on her music. Like even her fans, I was looking at people who actually like Sweetie. They're disappointed because they're like, when are we going to get something other than the sample? When are we going to actually get an album? We want to hear music from you. Like that's what her fans are saying. So this
it's
is not
like
just a.
Vanilli and Vanilli. Why does she even have fans? Now they know that lady is not gonna write a song.
She don't got enough depth to
Look,
put out an
I
album.
seen Gorilla write a gospel song. Anything can happen. Okay.
No, Gorilla's
I'm just gonna be honest.
Gorilla's 10 times better than Sweetie though. She's like,
Anything can happen.
Fuck with Glow.
Okay.
God damn, listen to these
Larissa
goddamn
can
names.
rap. Sweetie can't.
And then she won a gospel album of the year, like gospel song.
Yeah, that was
anything
bullshit.
can happen, baby. Literally anything can happen.
I don't know how old y'all are, but y'all remember when Kurt
Hey,
Franklin won
Bruce
Best
Jenner
Gospel
won
Album
Woman
for
of the
Stone?
Year. Anything can go down.
It was a
Anything
big
can
thing,
go
like,
down.
oh, he won for that rap song.
Yes.
Y'all seen Bruce Jenner won Woman of the Year, so it's all fair. It's all fair.
Please don't do that.
But no, that's different. Kurt Franklin was known for putting out gospel music compared to somebody that just the next song over, she talking about busting it open for some light skinned nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a completely different concept idea. Like if anything, she won that just off the strength of promotion and marketing. She damn near might have paid for it.
So are you saying Christians aren't supposed to bust it open?
God damn.
No, they're not.
Not for no random ass nigga that she met at the club or something. No.
Yeah, Christians aren't supposed to bust it open. Yeah.
Not even if they're married.
If they're married, yeah, sure.
So don't
commandment is
be careful what you say. Don't just say Christians, not single Christians.
Well, Shanice, I'm
Well,
pretty sure
most Christians are single.
Clues to,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear nothing that you said.
He said most Christians are single.
We can use context clues to assume that we're not talking about a married couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to play this other clip.
Ever try to pocket watch your favorite celebrity and their musician specifically, right? You're trying to figure out if they're broke or not. All you have to do is check to see their endorsement deals, right? The more endorsement deals they have, the more paid they are. If you have a favorite celebrity, I'm not gonna say no names, there's one in particular I'm thinking of, and they haven't had an endorsement deal in years, they're probably broke. And I'm gonna leave that at that. Unless they own businesses and companies that are kept on the hush, they're probably broke.
Every time I would pay my rent, my account would go back down to $20 or $40. And I was like, bitch, It's real. It's real. No, because like my aesthetic was always just like I've always wanted to be a rich bitch. Like ever since I was a kid, that's what I aspired to be. I like the diamonds, the furs. I love the boss bitches out there. So shout out to them. And I was like, this is not what we planned, friend.
Yeah.
So I look myself in the mirror. That's why in Icy Girl I say, look it in the mirror. I thank God for what I'm about to be. Like I was broke as when I wrote that. And I was like, we have to give yourself a deadline. And I always tell people who I give advice to, give yourself a deadline, because if you do that, you're able to keep track of like what you're doing. So I gave myself a year to make it in LA. And if I didn't make it, I was gonna go home and at least be comfortable and stack my money up and move back to LA. On my 9th month, I got discovered.
When did that big check come?
I was an influencer for like weave companies and clothing companies.
Wow.
So because Icy Girl was like new and hot, it had put the attention, like that helped me get my first like low key, low hanging fruit like brand deals.
Okay.
Like, that was the first time I had a couple thousand in my bank account. I just had to like post my picture and they would pay me.
Oh, okay.
So that $20 turned into a couple $1,000.
Are
you getting some shows or anything like that? Because the song was doing really
My
good.
first show was in Istanbul, Turkey.
Turkey?
Yes.
All the way over there?
All the way over there. And
Did you have a passport?
Yes.
Okay.
And I sat in the middle seat.
The whole flight?
It's real.
Like, I'm not doing this again.
Listen, I got to know how much they paid you.
You're judging Saweetie for selling her coochie, but in this economy, the wait times be for us right now, I don't blame the bitch. Goddamn. Because the reality of it is, Saweetie ain't dropped a song in God knows how long. How the hell you think she funded her fucking lifestyle? Like, be for real. How do y'all think she's paying for all of this? What was the last Saweetie song you done listened to? Exactly. So she's got to pay for her lifestyle one way or another, and I see as if it's getting paid for. Them bitches on Baddies probably be out there selling coochie too, but y'all still watch them every Sunday, so what's the problem? Honestly, good for her. For real, because at least she's getting something out of this. Y'all would give it away for free. She's getting paid for this shit. That bitch is employed. And y'all acting like all them influencers and motherfucking models and reality TV stars don't be all overseas doing the same shits when they be on the motherfucking yachts. This ain't no new shit. Somebody just aired her business out. That's all. That's why we know about it.
God, these heifers out there promoting this bullshit. Look at this. I don't blame them.
Hey, but just think about, consider this. I don't know if whoever is on Facebook. I have seen numerous Facebook posts of where women are putting a price on a train getting ran on them. If it's a certain group of guys, if they look a certain type of way, they put in the choo-choo. So to think that they not gonna bust it open for some niggas that's iced up or whatever, they on the yacht, they got some money. Hey, look, I'll give you $5K, $10K, whatever. And if you paying your rent and you at $20, $40, they gonna take that 10, 20, 5 every time. And it happens all the time in the industry. If you're in the music industry, if you're in the film industry, they all busting it open so they can get a hit. So this ain't nothing new.
Ladies, I just want to say, don't do it. You could get drugged. You could get gang raped. Please don't do it. Just don't do it. It's a lot of risk doing it. It's not. I guess because she famous, she probably protected a certain type of way. But if you regular, it's not worth it. Don't try it.
I wouldn't recommend no woman do it. I don't rich, wealthy, poor, without.
I just saw
you go out there and get a goddamn job. Why can't she get a job? Why can't she go out and get a job? Do something, but selling your ass and getting shitted on.
That's a job.
Oh, okay. Well, so we got another woman promoting the bullshit. Okay, my bad. I'm gonna stand down.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Warren.
I was gonna say I just saw a post about young women going to Dubai to do this very thing and not coming back. Nobody can find them. Their families haven't heard from them. And now you're dealing with a different country with a different government who does not have to cooperate and does not care about you. So it's sad that the culture that we live in puts money as such an idol that people are willing to risk their lives for it. That's basically what it comes down to.
I think we already know that many women will risk their lives for money. They'll do it for attention. Like those are just two things that like women will like. They it's normal. It's commonplace today to get a BBL, to get like work done on yourself. Like every time I'm looking at somebody, it's like I'm seeing a girl. She got lip injection. She got this. Like they cutting their bodies open for attention, and it's just like regular. Like it would take a short man a real long time to contemplate. Like, am I gonna get my knees done? Probably never do it because he's like, I ain't worth it. But like a girl, they get right under the knife, easy.
Well, how can you? I don't think that's fair because men are out here cosmetically altering themselves as well. They're getting
not at the same rate, not at nearly the same rate.
Hairline.
That's not at nearly the same rate.
What about the transgenders? Don't the transgenders count? I know the transgenders count. The transgenders definitely count. They were men before.
Oh no, I was talking about like heteros. There are heterosexual men altering themselves.
But it's not at the same rate. Like that, the female
you don't hear about
cosmetic industry. The female cosmetic industry is probably like almost multi-billion dollars. Like, you know what I'm saying? The male.
So this is the thing,
They've been
right?
doing this for years. We just
Men been getting big surgeries.
Drake got a BBL. Drake got a BBL.
Hold on, y'all. I think Aisha was saying
saying
something.
nothing.
Hold on, I think Aisha was saying. Go, Aisha.
No, what I was saying was Kanye West got liposuction. It's rappers out here redoing their whole body, and they've been doing it for years. Don't ever think that it's something that one sex ain't doing that the other one doing. It was just more that they were showing it now. Now men are saying, yes, I've had these surgeries. I had lipo, I had this, I had that. But they've been doing it for years. They ain't just looking this good without no cosmetic surgery.
Yeah, so notice you said rappers been doing this for years, right? We're not talking about
men.
You said rappers.
You did say rappers.
Men and rappers, and they have.
So you're going to tell me, you're going to tell me that
Men and rappers.
Hold on. Are you saying that it's commonplace for men to get cosmetic surgeries? It's a common thing. It's a normal thing.
Yes.
That's bullshit. Come on.
Especially in Hollywood.
You don't believe that? That's come on.
You gotta bring it back to Hollywood again. Like I'm talking about normal average.
You don't believe? They don't believe that even in Hollywood.
No, average men. Nah.
Yes.
But like men in Hollywood, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not average men. No, not average men. Average men walking around here ain't going to go get no lipo. No.
Who else would we be talking about?
We're talking about average people. So if you have average women that are going to the DR, they're going to
like the lady at Walmart that got the BBL, and you work at Walmart.
They even had people getting BBLs before it like really became popular, and motels getting filled up with fix-a-flat cement and like.
That's a fact.
Men, you know what I'm saying? Like they get, if anything, we just see men getting toupees pasted on their head, or they're going to Turkey to get hair implants. You know what I'm saying? You're not seeing average men risking
their lives at risk. Yeah.
And
to put fix-a-flat in they get dig so that it's fuller. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
That's like injecting cement in your dick. That's some psycho shit.
And this is the thing too, right? When a man goes to get a hair transplant, it's always done by a doctor, right? Whereas women for a long time have been doing these things in alleyways. Now they got med spas where they're not actually getting these things done by a surgeon. Like it's become commonplace to get these procedures done by just a chick who got a certificate from another chick who got a certificate.
But it's not available for men. Like you can't go and get your knees injected and gain 5 inches because I'm sure men would if they could. So it's just something that you guys don't have available. There's no male equivalent of a BBL. So I don't think that's fair for y'all to say. You know what I mean?
Well, no, there is.
You can get your penis.
There was a guy that got legs that got extensions.
Yeah, I saw that story too.
Yeah, but no, it's not even like you can absolutely right now. Any of us men, if we wanted to, we could go and get our penises made.
It's just not socially acceptable. Like it's like a male sex toy. Like niggas can't no fucking.
We don't play with. We're not playing with our bodies like that. Like I'm not.
Yeah, niggas not doing that. But even if we did, it wouldn't be acceptable. Like none of the women here would entertain a man who got work done.
all the niggas that we know that's rappers that got a BBL, we made fun of them. There's a whole song.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not even an equivalency.
It's not even the same. Big Boy.
Yeah, the nigga didn't even get a BBL. The nigga got a liposuction. Niggas joke around talking about they got a BBL, and you want to talk about equality. Like, the nigga didn't get his ass done. The nigga got a liposuction. They talking about this nigga got a BBL. That's so disrespectful, B. And I'm saying like it's just a false equivalency. Like, I liken it to like women. They'll be like, oh, they got all these toys and shit. But if a nigga back out some shit, he a fucking serial killer. And I agree with him too. You know, that shit is weird. But I'm just saying, like, let's acknowledge that. Like, let's stop lying and pretending like there's not a, double standards and, false equivalencies and shit like that. Because that shit is real. You know, man? Like a bitch could walk around with a rose, 18 dildo, nigga, pull out a doll. You gonna call the cops on this nigga? Like, this nigga's a psycho. Like, this nigga backed out a doll. Meanwhile, you got 18 dildos and 5 vibrators and shit. So what are we talking about? Same way with this shit. Like, nigga, yeah, like, men have been getting their work body done and shit like that, but it's a small percentage, very small, minute percentage compared to women. Like, it's becoming every day. And honestly, it's body dysmorphia. So it falls under the, what is that shit, the DS5, whatever that shit is with the mental health. Like, a lot of women are walking with undiagnosed mental illness. And we've, coddled them in this society, as like loving yourself and shit like that. But that's body dysmorphia. Like, there's something really the fuck wrong with you. Like, we rating women out here. Oh, she's beautiful. You got everything's fake. Like, that's insane. What are you talking about?
And my thing is, when you have kids with these women, the kids are gonna look like the old her, right?
That's a fact. Not even to cut you off. That's the biggest evil that's being done. These women are changing the way they look and then having birth. Their fucking children are gonna be like, why the fuck don't I look like my mother? Kylie Jenner's daughter is gonna be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like she's gonna be like, what the fuck happened to me? Like, I don't look nothing like the thing about the whole set of, that's gonna open up a whole nother can of worms in terms of like mental illnesses, because you're gonna have a lot of kids that look nothing like their parents, like feature wise or any of that. Like, it's gonna create a huge cycle.
I think we got one of the Kardashians' daughters now don't look like the other sisters or the siblings.
This shit is crazy.
OJ, ain't her daddy named OJ?
That's because they say OJ her daddy.
Yeah.
But that's not because her mama done chopped up her face.
Man, you see how she's 6 foot tall? That looks more tent to her. Yeah, that's OJ. Bit. That's OJ. That's OJ, baby.
That's a big bit. And the thing, and the part about the girl being pretty and shit. Listen, you'll see some of the prettiest women in this industry. The beautiful, like, you'll be like, damn, like, you, like, heaven sent. And they be the worst ones, man. Like, that's like the new aesthetic, like, now, like looking like an angel and like a beauty, but then just being a demon. Like, that's really what it is. Like, they'll dress up real.
I think that's why they have babies with black men, because they know they ugly and they want their kids to be cute. They gotta soften them jeans up. They gotta put some of that black in there to soften them jeans up.
Wait, when you say ugly?
Who
ugly?
You saying the Kardashians are ugly?
Everybody got a black baby daddy.
The Kardashians.
Right.
Kardashians before the surgery. Did you see them before the surgery?
Yeah, they were mid before the surgery. But honestly, our interpretation.
Wait, what?
Kim was beautiful.
Kim was not beautiful, but did y'all see her?
She was mid. She was not beautiful. She was mid.
She looked like her people.
Look, because maybe I'm tripping.
No, she was mid. She was mid as fuck. It's just look. Everybody, like, looks have been Instagram.
How long ago were you saying that she was mid? Like, are you saying like Ray J time? Are you saying Ray J time she was mid or younger?
I'm saying Ray J era. I'm saying.
Look. That's mid. I'm saying she's a 6.
What? Mid on there.
Are you crazy? What are you talking?
What is she? What is that? What is she? What is she? Wait. What is she?
Yeah,
That's
y'all
natural
tripping,
beauty.
bro. Y'all tripping.
I'm saying what number? What number is that? What number is that?
This is a minimum of 8 at minimum on a bad day.
4, 4.5.
An
What?
8?
To me, but I'm from Texas.
Wait. Did you? Had you seen her body? Had you seen her body though? She was flat.
But now we basing it on the body. We talking
Nigga,
about
that's
a
part of
face.
looks. That's part of looks.
One mic. Go ahead,
We're
Word.
talking about a face though. We can't. You can't incorporate the body if we're talking about looks.
That's fair.
Aisha's point was.
Wait. Yes, you can. Just not. We talking about face card though.
Right, we're talking about face here. Aisha's point was that they are getting babies with black men to soften their looks.
Maybe some of them, not Kim.
Hold on, let me play this right quick.
What do you mean not Kim?
Kim is
You don't got.
She's always been beautiful.
If
It
you
is what
got
it
it,
is. Like we can hate we can hate a bunch of shit about Kim. We ain't. I'm not gonna let y'all call her ugly. That's just.
She not
Yeah,
She's
that's
never been
reaching like
ugly.
well.
I didn't say she was.
ugly.
I never said she was ugly. I just said she was average.
Hey, look here. Shout out to Dope for fighting for that white woman. Shout out to Dope for that, man.
Hell yeah.
God,
All right, wait. Who look better, Kim or Gabrielle Union face card?
Kim. Young Gab was cute though, but I think Kim a little bit over.
But Kim got work done. That's what I'm saying. Kim got work done on her face.
No, I thought we were talking about.
You think Gabrielle Union did get work done too?
No, she did. No, I'm talking about. But I'm talking about old Kim versus old Gabrielle. Old
Kim versus old Gabrielle.
Old Gabrielle smoked her. Old Gabrielle smoked her.
What was that movie? The
Her
Cheer
nose was
movie.
strong back then.
Bring it on.
The Cheer movie.
Gabrielle had them soul snatching eyes. She had them soul snatching eyes. She like back in the day.
You like Gabrielle Union sex appeal?
Is you boy?
No, maybe I just like she got striking eyes. Like she got a good face. Like Gabrielle, she a horrible person now that I'm finding out. But like she definitely a pretty woman.
Horrible person.
She fine as a motherfucker. Goddamn. How she horrible? She done made that boy coddle that boy into being Zaya. His name Zane. Nigga named Zaya now. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? She said
embraced it. That's it.
That's horse shit. That's some sick shit. That's not her son. That's not her son. You can't embrace that for another woman's child. That's a violation. That's a violation.
You better repent.
They broke up because she wasn't
she just embraced it. He said that she made him. No, that boy been that way. She just embraced it.
They was.
I don't believe that.
With what was her name? I forgot her name. Please excuse me.
Don't say her. His name. That's a nigga. He got a dick, man. That's a nigga, man. Come on with that. What's her name? That nigga about 6'8".
I don't want to be a part of this conversation.
That nigga could palm a basketball.
I love everybody.
And it wouldn't be so bad if they weren't always parading the boys.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I think we're all
You say you love everybody?
Hold on, I think we're all trying to say something. Go ahead.
I was saying that it wouldn't be so bad if they weren't always parading him around in pictures. That's what makes it look so hard because like every time he's around, here they are standing with him making some big statement, and it looks tacky. It looks like it's put on.
Nigga got size 14. Nigga got size 14.
He dressed just like Gabrielle Union. He dressed just like that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go.
Tap in. Especially when that chick was doing their hair, I would play it except I get a copyright. I mean, she's cute. Heavily made up, those long eyelashes, lots of makeup, but she's cute. But I'm going to just say it in no stretch of the imagination. Could I imagine a woman along the lines of her looks being with a rich and successful man outside the black community, talk about she need a Birkin bag? This shit only flies in our culture to where you can have women who are 6s, adjustable sixes at best, thinking and talking and acting as if they are entitled to mad craziness. And my question is, ladies,
These are the, are you aware of the cultural significance of your Birkin statements in the past has been?
Yes, I influenced the Birkin economy.
Yeah, so these are Birkins, is that what happened?
Yeah, Kelly or the crack, both of them.
Okay,
And
so
that's what it is.
What is this?
So this is the Kelly.
So what's this cost?
Significant amount of.
Is this like more than $50,000?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Both of them is.
One of these on eBay is 470 grand.
You should get your girl one. Wifey.
Yeah, my wife, I love her to death, but if she, you know how you were talked earlier about the origins of my name?
Yeah.
Bootleg Kev. So if my wife ever got a Birkin, I'm comfortable with being on the record saying that
Well, just make sure you get it from China.
it would be fake. Have you ever thought about swapping one of these for like a piece of like maybe an apartment complex in Sacramento or something?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many of these do you own? This is crazy. My God. More than 10?
You know, I'm not sure.
Do you buy these for yourself or are these like gifts?
Both of them.
Nice. So if you get a gift from like an ex, do you say, okay, we're done? Do they ask for it back? Because if like I like a significant enough bag, I'd be like, hey, we're broken up. Do you mind if I get the bag back?
I got amnesia.
That's probably that's the right move, right? Yeah. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like you should trade these. You should get some crypto.
The reason why I'm opposed is because one day I'm gonna have a baby. But when I have a daughter, I want to give her all my bags.
Do these increase in value over time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially if it's crocodile.
The sooner y'all realize that everybody is selling butt out here, the happier everyone will be and the closer to reality everyone will live. I know people talking about this Saweetie stuff, allegedly. I'm not saying she did or didn't do nothing. I'm just saying everybody acting surprised, but nobody should be surprised because everybody's selling butt. I don't think y'all quite understand how much people be selling butt outside. Like, I remember when I was in high school, shorties was selling cheeks. We was teenagers selling butt. You don't think they selling butt in college? You don't think all these girls that you see on trips everywhere, but they don't have no job? Because one thing about a woman, that she's proud of her job, she's posting about it. How many nurses do you know that's never posted about being a nurse? How many doctor women do you know who are doctors, never post about being a doctor? How many car salesmen, real estate women, dental assistants, dentists, any of that? How many of them do you know that are proud of their job and they don't post about it? Now, if a woman is everywhere around the world and she never mentions her job, she's selling butt.
She's selling butt.
She's selling booty.
I knew Walker was gonna come. That's
Yeah, to think that she not selling cheeks to get them bags is insane. You just being naive at that point.
And it's so nasty. Like women, like they'll be like, "Oh, I want a daughter." Is like they don't like women. They don't even talk about like a family no more. It's just like I want like they have this. Sick,
That's great.
it's like this sick delusional. Like I ain't gonna hold you. Like I ain't gonna hold you before these panels, right? Like me and my peers would talk, and like we always talk about this type of shit. And it seemed like in the last 10 years or 15 years, shit just got fucking insane, man. Like they pressed whatever button and activated whatever fucking stimuli or whatever, and it just got everybody fucking fried, man. Like I don't know what's going on out here.
Well,
shit is crazy. I mean, Joe Rogan, they was talking about it. They call it what they call algorithmic induced some type of something with the algorithm got people fucked up in the head.
Okay, so since the world seems to be so transactional when it comes to like relationships, is there any way that we can kind of do justice as far as changing it? Is it more on an individual basis? Can we do it as a culture? Like, what would need to change?
You gotta do it individually. Like you gotta basically be the change you want. You know what I'm saying? Like that's basically it. You gotta go for something that like whatever your type is traditionally. You probably gotta go for something completely opposite. Like you gotta go to the girl who might not be as attractive sexually, whatever, but morals is morals over attraction nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's more morals and hygiene over attraction. Like you could be a fucking 4, you got good hygiene, you're a good person. You know, I'll take you over a 10 because the tens. You gotta think every woman you see on these sites that's doing porno, they bad as hell. They be the most beautiful women ever. Like, god damn. So you gotta think if all the beautiful women you seeing on these porno sites, that means that nowadays, if you meet a woman in modernity and she's exceptionally beautiful, there's a high likelihood she's done some sort of pornography or prostitution. That's fucking horrifying. Like that's really hard. Like that's fucking crazy. If a woman has any above average features, you have to contemplate. Oh, she might have engaged in prostitution or sexual. Like what's her name? Shanice. Like I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you engage in any sexual
Then don't
activity,
use me
but
as an example.
I'm gonna use you as an example. Your nails want to scratch. Your nails want to scratch my face off through the screen. You about to Wolverine my face?
You about to real quick.
All right, watch.
Somebody else is gonna get ugly
Hold on,
real
watch.
quick. I'm trying to be good.
Chill out for a second. Watch it out.
Be good. What's good?
I'm trying to be good. Find somebody else.
Hold on, chill out for a second. So since we're having this discussion, because we had an all men's panel yesterday, and we was talking about standards, and we talked about like the virtuous woman. So we got some ladies on the panel. I do want to kind of get you guys' thoughts. One of the things, I know Viz was in the comments, but one of the things that came up, and people have reached out to me today as far as how shocked they are that men couldn't agree on the standard. So if we couldn't agree on the standard, then how can we expect women to be able to look at us as leaders if we can't collectively come together to agree on things? It was also pointed out that we was arguing back and forth about changing tires, and we just couldn't come to a agreement as far as men of what standards should be when it comes to us.
Wait, so they were saying what was the argument over changing tires?
Watch, give me a second. You know,
oh, my bad.
You gotta shut the mic, man.
Apologize.
But if I don't know if Viz, you want to try to chime in a little bit to see if you can put some seasoning on them fries a little bit, and then ladies, from your point of view, how does it look when you see that men can't? I mean, should it be a standard? Well, you can't speak for men, but in your opinion, when you guys look for leaders, are you looking for men to withhold some standards?
Absolutely. How can he be a leader if he's not holding a standard?
Is it general? Like, do you think men operate on this certain standards, like no matter what? Is it dependent on the person?
Okay, so my husband is what most would consider like old school. Okay, like he fixes stuff around the house. He gets up and goes to work. I stay home. Like we're totally old school. The men that I see around him, I would say if there's a group of 10 of them, maybe only 1.5 to 2 of them meet that same provide, protect, take care of the family standard.
Are they married?
Yes. Yes, that's what's so scary.
Miss Manos, real quick, it seemed like, and maybe you can clarify, because it seemed like you went from fixing things around the house to provider, take care of the family, stuff like that.
No, he asked me about a standard, if there should be a general standard for men, and I was saying there should, but from my own eyes, the standard that I would think, the standard you expect from an old school man is very rare these days. Like I said, you take a group of 10 men, 1 to maybe 2.5 of them are going to uphold that standard.
Well, I think in order for this to really make sense for us, you will have to share what is it that they're not doing, because what you may consider as a standard, we as men may think that is a standard.
Okay. So, I've had other men call my husband when they've been on the side of the road with their wife in the car and had a flat tire. They've called my husband to come and help them. I've had other men call my husband to come to hang the TVs in their house. to fix things around the house, to fix their plumbing, to borrow money. And I'm not saying people don't fall on hard times, but there are some that do it like habitually to the point where he's had to be like, all right, man, we can't keep doing this. So just in short, to protect your family, to provide for your family. And look, if you can't fix it, okay, be able to afford to have somebody else come to fix it. You have to be able to sustain your family.
So are they calling to ask him to mount it for free?
No, they're calling because they can't do it themselves.
No, he's saying
but are they paying them? No. Is it hey Mono, can you pull up on me? I need to mount this television. I'll throw you a couple dollars. Or is it, hey bro, can you come through? You know what I'm saying? Have a couple beers. He get there and they ask him to mount the TV.
It's both. I'm gonna be honest. It's both.
Well, the thing about a TV, it depends on how big the TV is. So I got an 86-inch downstairs, and I had to have my son help me. There's no way I could put an 86-inch television on the wall.
My husband does it by himself. We're not talking about no big gargantuan television.
Oh, her husband better than you.
Yeah, I mean her husband.
No. Did you hear what she said?
I'm not talking about. I was saying it's not that big. It's not a 2-man lift. That's what I was.
You don't gotta explain nothing to us. It's cool. We not.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said.
So to answer the question, yes, I feel like men should be held to a standard. But as a woman, I'm going to say it's up to us women to decide what kind of leadership we want to be under and if that man upholds that standard. And the problem is we keep getting with men who are not upholding a standard. We treat them like they are, and then we wonder why they won't change. Well, if they're living like the men who are upholding the standard, then what's their impetus to ever change?
So what if those I ain't gonna push
it. I shared yesterday that as a man, there's certain things you got to be, but morally and ethically right. That should be part of the standards as a man. Now, if a man can't do certain things, I can't really follow him. Maybe his father wasn't in his life to teach him or to show him or to learn him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's not willing to do it because he feel like it's too much time, energy, and money, and I could just spend the money and just get it done. I mean, some fellas and men feel like they can do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it myself because I try to do it myself because I like to learn. And if that means I get on YouTube and watch how to do certain things, I do it. Changing tires. I mean, my grandfather taught me that. That was no big deal. But like little things like that, some men just don't want to do. So they feel like they can afford it or have somebody else do it. It is what it is.
I think also in some cases, so I'm hands-on. I want to cut the grass. I want to if it's a flat tire and it needs to be changed, I'm gonna get out and change that motherfucker. I ain't finna wait on AAA, whatever. Something go wrong around the crib, I'm gonna try and fix it. If I can't fix it, then I'll pay somebody to come in and fix it. Now, my old lady, she hates that that I want to be hands-on with this. She'll rather that I just pay somebody to do it so that I can spend more time with her. So is that potentially a case or a situation with some of your husband's friends?
No, I mean, no, that's not what's going on here. No, there's one couple in particular where the man sits home all day and plays video games literally while the wife gets up and goes to work all day long. So no, it's not that. It's bad out here. It's bad out here. I don't understand how these men have wives.
This is what y'all wanted, though. This is what y'all wanted.
Oh, don't say y'all.
Is he the same age as your husband?
Yeah, they're all in our age group.
This is what women wanted generally.
I was very clear on what I wanted with my life.
I said generally, not you. No, I don't think you want that. I'm just saying generally, you can thank your counterparts and your peers for what's going on.
Why would you say that? You think women go out and purposely search for a man who's less than ideal?
Haven't women been pushing for equality?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, Miss Mono.
I stand corrected. You are absolutely right.
Yeah, quality just doesn't mean pay. Quality means you can shovel the driveway this time.
No, you're right.
Question, Miss Mono. What's the age group of these friends couples that you're talking about?
I will be 45 next month.
Okay.
Locally.
So when women start to kind of climb up there in age, the standards kind of plummet for women, and I'm not mad at it, right? When a woman gets around there in age, a lot of times they just want somebody who know how to fix something in the house. They just want somebody next to them. It's a lot of it's a reality. I know a lot of them who are single, and they always they might be going on dates, and they're like, oh, this guy's the one. This one might be the one, and they don't be the one, and they just get real lonely, and they just want somebody. The standards drop drastically.
Well, now as far as that's concerned, that's her fault because she chose that. I don't have a lot of sympathy for women who pick red flags. So that's her fault for choosing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, it's their fault. And another thing is when it comes to like the mounting the TVs and all, like a lot of these things take real skill. I know a lot of women like to think they're like, oh, you should know how to mount a TV. Like TVs was out when my dad was born, and my dad wasn't mounting no fucking TVs 30, 40 years ago. Like, my dad ain't teaching me that. This is a new technique that you gotta have some skill, and you gotta know how to actually got the tools and all that to know how to make it so that you can't even see the wires and all that type of stuff. It's a skill, and
but it really don't take that much. If you could hang a picture, you can hang a TV.
Yeah, but if you actually really run the wires through the wall and stuff like that, it's a little different.
Now, if you want to go, okay, but do you think most of these women want that? They don't care if the wires show. They don't care about that. Usually, it's a dude that they want to have his wires covered up. So how many women cares about having their wires out?
Yeah, a lot
a lot of women care about having the wires out.
Most women don't give a fuck about that.
If they don't even know.
If they do, they're home.
Damn.
God damn. He said if they do, they're a hoe.
Care about so I don't want wires hanging on my wall.
No, not you. But listen.
Let me watch. Hold on, watch. Let me explain. Really, there's only one wire that you're going to see, and that's the power cord to the television. So, because most of these, if you got cable, they're on an app. If you have a bootleg provider, it's all apps. So you won't see that. You don't have to use a cable box no more. And these Blu-rays, if you still got a Blu-ray, that's crazy. But if you do, they Bluetooth too.
What if you got a sound bar? You might have a sound bar. A lot of people got sound bars.
They Bluetooth. They're Bluetooth. The newest ones are Bluetooth.
The only other wire you have to worry about.
He wasn't sure.
Only other wire you have to worry about is maybe HDMI. That's a fact.
But this is the thing about us men, right? A lot of us might mount the TV ourselves, but because we have ego, but we are not the best person for the job, right? We're not doing the best TV mounting that we can. We probably not even doing a decent job. We might be getting it up there, getting the TV on the wall, right?
Yeah, to clarify.
We might be getting the TV on the wall, but there are a lot of people who can mount a TV much better, who are professionals, who we should be seeking to do a job like that. I think that's just changing a tire is different.
But
changing a tire is easy as simple. A man can't change a tires. Like you changing a tire. You don't even have to be taught how to change a tire. You should be able to look at a tire and really know how to change it.
Okay, so let's
that's not true, man. You put that tire on the wrong side, you got problems.
What tire? You
talking about? Subjective. Okay, you could say any reason.
If you put it on the inside out.
Oh yeah,
you gotta be a brain dead motherfucker. Hold on. Hear me out. You got individuals.
If you put a tire on inside out, you deserve it.
I hear you guys. But you got guys who've never done it before.
Yeah, no, that's
never
fair,
done it before. So now you asking an 18, 19, 20-year-old guy to do it. He's never done it before, because we all know the spare tire is different from the
regular
the standard tire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that, They may put on the inside out. And if these spares, these little baby spares, they look the same on both sides. They're not
But
that much different.
it's a big ass, bro. There's a sign that says this side only.
Yeah, exactly.
No, not all the cars are like it. Viz, not all the cars are like it.
No,
right?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying 100%. But realistically, even if you've never seen a spare tire, and it was one of the old school ones, if you put that motherfucker on backwards and you think that looks right, then you shouldn't be driving, bro. Your problem solving skills is extremely low, and that was an issue way before you got in front of that tire.
That's my point. Nobody told me
There's a lot of things these guys don't know. These guys don't know how much pressure you're supposed to put in your tires. They would assume every tire has the same amount of pressure. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It do.
They don't say the pressure on the tire. No, they don't.
It's said on the inside of your door.
Well, okay, correct. They inside the door or the manual. Do you think they're going there unless somebody told them that? They're not.
Like it's on the tire too.
It's on the tire too, man.
Tire right on the track.
We're talking about the spare tire. The spare tire, they don't have that on there. You wouldn't know. Most of them spare tires are small. You don't know what the pressure is on a small spare tire. Now, my truck, I got full-size tires. So I know it's going to be a 39. I know. But the average tire is 35 for cars. Most
or 32. Know. Yeah. But on the spare tires, it says don't overfill. It says don't overfill past a certain PSI. And it also says don't drive over 50 miles an hour or some shit like that. It says,
and guess what they're doing? They're riding around on them tires like they regular tires. Months on end.
They brain dead.
I'm trying to get in there for y'all. Let Miss World get in there. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like, the skill thing is subjective, okay? There are different aspects of that. Some people had a dad to teach them, some people learned in school. Okay. The general attitude, though, towards providing for your family, that I feel like is the standard that needs to be worked on and leveled out. Because the disparity in the way men feel that they should provide for their women is craziness. And yes, I blame equality as well. I blame the cry for feminism. I blame the cry for equality. Absolutely. But like,
it's different. I mean, you take away feminine. I mean, what about? I so like you said the standard for men, like like they should lean into that. But I mean, do you feel the same in terms of like female purity, so to speak?
Absolutely, yes. I feel like it is our job to remain as chaste as we can until we get married. Yes.
Okay, at least I just wanted to see if your stance was consistent.
All right, y'all. I just want to go ahead and just put this clip on. So this was LeBron and his wife's podcast. You guys familiar with that? Well, not LeBron's podcast, but his wife's podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, watch. You simmer down for a second, man. Make sure you're sharing that mic, man. You got all the words today. I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of what LeBron had to say in his little interaction. So I'm going to do a stop and play because I don't want to play the video too long. So I'll stop and then we'll have a little dialogue. And then we'll go and get up out of here after this one, all right? Shanice, we need more energy.
Yes.
Yeah, what you sipping on, some tea?
Yeah.
We going to call it? Okay, Long Island iced tea.
I don't drink.
That's right.
Yes, sir. You know,
Throat
I don't drink anymore.
Throat coat.
What'd you say, Watch?
The throat coat tea.
See, I'm trying to be good because Watch been pissing me off the whole time.
He's going throat.
He been pissing me off this whole time. And I've been trying to be so good.
Shoot your shot, Watch. Shoot your shot, big brother.
JR.
Yeah.
I had a quick point about one more point about the men fixing things. Mm-hmm. A lot of times us men, we say we're gonna fix something and we try to fit in our schedule and it never really gets done, or it take a long time for it to get done because we like, yeah, we gonna do it. I know my mom husband is a cold carpenter, he do everything, but it take him forever to get it done because he out here doing this, he doing that, he doing this, and it's like we might as well got somebody to do it.
All right, let me go ahead and run this clip. me see. I gotta share the screen. Oh, did it share it? What's on here?
Hey, yeah, nah, motherfucker better not step foot in this house if I say I'm gonna do it.
All right, here we go.
I could never. That's how I feel.
And don't y'all think it's odd how you could be really into somebody and then off them the next day?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
See,
behavior.
that is the scary part about love.
But off them like forever, or you just saying off them for that
Because
day?
you're gonna have your ups and downs.
You're gonna have it. If you're in a relationship, you're gonna have
a
those.
lot of people though get off people quickly. Like they be so into you, and then they be like, okay, I'm done.
Well, they want into you then.
Yeah, I think quickly, yeah.
And you can't look at it. You can't think like when you looking in the mirror, like, damn, what did I do?
Oh, I never.
It's
do that.
them. No, I'm just saying anybody in general.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be like, what did I do? Like, if they get off you that fast, then it was never meant to be in the first place.
Yeah,
so,
thanks.
like, you can get off somebody for the day. You get off somebody for a couple of weeks. That's what relationships is all about. You know, y'all go through ups and downs, but like getting off you. And you so in deep with somebody, and then you like, the next day you wake up, you like, oh, this shit's trash. Now, that's crazy.
That's
we on the right show. We on the right show.
Ladies, listen to the king. Did you hear? He say, look in the mirror and say what, King? Tell the ladies because they need to hear.
You gotta look in the mirror and say it's not me.
Yeah,
you know, it's
the
not
ladies
me.
need to hear that.
And by the way,
y'all
the
be
men
having
too.
Yeah,
the men too, because it's some cutthroat, ruthless ass bitches out here right now too.
Yeah.
Listen, I sit in locker room. You know, I'm in locker rooms and shit now, but you know, it's a lot of women out here that's now kind of flipped the script.
Mm-hmm. They ain't go for everything.
And you know, some homies out here that's trying to be good too, and just trying to figure it out. And now they looking in the mirror saying, "Damn, what did I do wrong?" But homies, it ain't you.
It ain't always.
Even if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and if it ain't, champ, like you just gotta.
I do think people need to hear that because I think so much of dating and being in relationships is so transactional now.
Beyond.
Now they need to hear. Stop forcing it. Like, if it's not there, and like y'all, it's too toxic to where like y'all, like that's my biggest thing. Because a lot of I know a lot of friends that like just I'm like, bro, you're obviously telling me things that like I would have been just stopped it, but like they just scared to like stop it.
Scared to be alone. That fear of it's scared to be alone and fear of like losing comfort.
That's
like
grow.
the biggest issue is like and people don't know that until they go through
You gotta
it.
love yourself.
Nope. Y'all out here dropping it. The people need to hear
Gotta
this.
hear that.
Sounds like a lot of niggas in therapy.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and stop at that, man. What y'all thinking so far? Heard Kai saying if it's toxic, just got to go ahead and get up out of there. LeBron, like he tried to play a little safe, basically saying that we all not showing up from time to time, but that's what relationships are.
Y'all heard him curse before? This is the first time I heard. It's the first time I've heard him curse.
Well, I feel like this is why people should.
Are you rolling a blunt? I'm sorry.
God.
This is why I feel people should date in stages. I feel there should be a social, just friends, just getting to know you. Then if we decide to take it further, we're courting and then move on to engagement and marriage. I think this becomes a problem because a woman will meet a man and be like, "Oh, I like him," and then she's just determined that she's gonna make him like her as much as she likes him, and it turns into a whole mess. Whereas if we were just being social, being friendly instead of hopping into bed with a dude super fast, we could prevent a lot of heartache that comes from that type of stuff.
I don't think women need to be. In control of their vaginas. I think we might need to have a daddy. Your daddy is he the one? Should I? Y'all been mismanaging.
Go to her daddy and ask her.
If women wasn't in control of their vaginas, you wouldn't be here.
How you know my mom daddy ain't tell her to go?
Did we already say your mom was a hoe in the previous?
Y'all need Shanice. You need me.
That's what you said.
What I said?
What you said.
What I say?
You said that your mother was a whore.
I said my mom.
Yes, you did in the previous podcast. You was like, well, she did her thing.
Yo,
That's what you signed.
Your mom dukes is a bust down?
JR, you remember that?
Go back to it. You don't even know what you be saying.
JR, you remember that?
The OG was promiscuous, a promiscuous girl.
You remember?
You said it, my boy.
You
You said it, my boy.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Said Mama was a rolling stone. Wherever she laid her hat was a hole, baby.
If my mom was, I wouldn't give a fuck if she was like that's I never said that. I don't think I said it. I don't.
Hey man, Mont, let it go, dog. Let it go, bro.
I'm just. I'm the last nigga to give a fuck.
I'm crying, B.
But I was making my point while she was. Let's say my mom is a hoe, right? Let's say let's go to the next point. Yeah, y'all need like a real nigga like me. I coach you up.
What?
I let you know what to look for. Shanice, you can hire me. Yeah. I'll make sure you never waste that pussy no more.
What?
Yeah. Maximum ROI. Yeah.
God damn, this is some nasty. Let me help my buddy Monty out. Help public offender done went off the deep end tonight. I don't know what's going on
You're
with
so
you, bro.
funny.
It's all good. But yeah, as far as what Braun was sharing and what he was saying, man, and matter of fact, majority of the guys were saying they was pretty much on par, in my opinion. I mean, are there some sad scallywags out here? Hell yeah. And I said some dudes suffering because of it. Yeah, they are. But unfortunately, most of these dudes are getting what they want instead of what they need. And I'm gonna keep pushing that till I can't push it no more, man. Fellas, get what you need and not what you want, man. Because what you want ain't what you really, really need in your goddamn life. Because those type of women are gonna take advantage because you enamored by her exterior. She's a beautiful woman. She's well put together. She's nice in all the right places, and she's doing all the right things for you. At least you think she is. But you're not seeing what's going on between her goddamn ears, and that's the problem, fellas. And when you're not paying attention to that, you're gonna suffer.
How does a man know
Is that the problem?
like what it is that he needs?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the problem?
You said what, JL?
I was just asking, how does a man determine what he needs?
So I'm gonna go based off what for me. So when I determined what I needed, I knew it because when I needed some companionship, when I need to have some input or some conversation, those little things right there, I knew I needed somebody who's willing to listen and not just let me say one word and all of a sudden they just taking over the conversation and flipping all around, make it about them. That ain't something I needed. I needed somebody who's going to be actually listening, paying attention, and has going to have empathy if there's moments where I am vulnerable with her and sharing with her, and knowing she's going to hold that to her chest and not put it out to the goddamn world. That's what I know I needed. And in my opinion, I think a lot of other men probably need that too, but they not getting it because they are dealing with women who's willing to tell the world everything about their man.
You about to cry, Hank? That was touching.
No, not yet.
Oh, I thought you was about to cry. I was about to say, go ahead.
I got a question for the ladies. Before you met your husband or the guys that you dating, the guys that you have dating, have you asked a man, what is it that you need from me?
Yes, absolutely. When me and my husband decided we were going to get married, we had that conversation. What do you need me to be? What do you want from me? Vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say?
I don't know if I have his permission to tell y'all what he said.
Watch.
Not
I got a
gonna
question for
disclose
you.
that.
Have you ever told a woman what it is that you needed?
Yeah, more recently, but like.
And what did you tell her you needed?
Definitely like peace, companionship, just somebody who
I'm sorry.
Peace,
You need
companionship.
some of them backwoods. You need some of them backwoods.
Definitely some backwoods. You got to be able to know how to roll. That's a fact. And just like initiative. That's my main thing. Initiative and just like being proactive and aware. That's really it. Like those are like the crux of everything. Like once you're proactive, aware, and you have initiative, good things will follow. I think.
Watch, you didn't say anything. You didn't say anything.
What you mean?
You said she needs an initiative.
Yeah.
Peace, initiative, proactive. You didn't say anything.
How so? Do you don't think that's the crux of everything that you would want?
No, no, I don't think that's the crux of everything.
Explain how. So you wouldn't want somebody who would to be proactive to know, oh, he comes home at this time, so let me have dinner. From that's not proactive. Isn't that aligned with like being proactive and serving? You would want somebody to be proactive about what you want.
So when you say proactive, you mean just pretty much like know your role.
Yeah, not have to ask like, oh, okay, the bathroom's getting dirty. Clean the bathroom.
Clean. Okay.
What you just say?
I said the bathroom's dirty. Clean the bathroom.
Who you talking to?
The woman he had to train.
Baby, you would have got cussed out.
I'm gonna shovel your car out the snow though when it's a blizzard.
Hey, bro,
you're not gonna ask me.
Hey, bro, be on the game like.
God damn. And guess who's gonna be in there? Shanice walking to that bathroom with rubber gloves on and everything.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up.
That's a whole
You're going to jail.
Stop playing with me.
You're going to jail.
Not at all.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right.
It's funny.
Well,
I would love to see Watch and Shanice like on one of them shows where they like put you in the same house and y'all gotta like swap wives. Like
We would have been fighting.
I want to see that. I want to see.
And I'm swinging first on my soul.
No, we good.
We're gonna put a bit more of this clip, man.
Love that. We love that. We love that. I feel like people do need to hear that because I feel like a lot of times the fear of being alone or growing feels so foreign, especially for men of color, that they just shy away from it and do what's easy. But what's easy typically is toxic. Or like he said, bitches is crazy.
I know I don't want to be alone. That's for damn sure. If I got to fight, crawl, scratch, fight, whatever to keep mine, I got to keep it. I got to do what I got to do. I don't want to be alone. I'm an only child, single parent household. I knew for sure. When I met my homies for the first time when I was 7, 8 years old, we started playing sports. And I got around them and we started traveling, playing sports. I was like, oh, this shit is amazing.
Yeah.
And then when I got with Vanna, and I was like, oh, this shit is crazy. Oh, this is amazing. I love this shit. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Next time I'm alone, I'm be up underneath, champ.
No, I love that. But I feel like a lot of people don't value relationship in that way.
It shouldn't be in one. They don't value it like that, I feel like. Because I feel like it's very powerful.
A relationship is powerful.
Yes. It's two energies, you feel me?
Yeah. It's hard as fuck, man. But
It's hard as fuck. Now let's take a call about that.
yeah, for sure it's hard.
Hello, what's your name? Where are you from and what's your crazy?
Hi, my name is Teresa.
Hey, Teresa. Where are you from?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
And what's your crazy?
So I have this friend that I work with. She met this guy at a party. And literally the next day, this guy takes her out, took her to dinner, buys her clothes, buy her wigs, kind of like love bombed her. And then, long story short, after a couple days, my friend told me, that there is this girl that is following her. I'm like, who is the girl? She said she doesn't know. And then she followed her back. And then a couple minutes later, this guy calls my friend and he's like, why are you following that person? And my friend was like kind of confused, like, what are you talking about? And then he mentioned the girl's name. And then my friend said, I don't know, that girl followed me first. And then I just followed her back. And then the guy said, cut the bullshit. And then blocked my friend, unfollowed her, like literally just cut our communications with her. And I told her that there's no way that girl is like his ex. It's probably someone he's currently dating, or maybe he's even married. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think you messy.
It's the friend.
Huh? Yeah,
It's not her, it's her friend.
Yeah, but she telling her friend business. I think, word, but what y'all think?
Yo, homeboy definitely in a relationship with the girl
Yes.
that followed the friend that he was dealing with.
And he's married.
To be married. We don't know if he's married or not, but that's definitely his girl. He went to follow her because she probably had a little hunch. Old girl in the blind from work didn't know no better. She thinking she got another follower. She thinking she popping now, got a little follower. He followed old girl back, and that was the main chick's right passage. She knew it right at that moment.
Yep.
I
agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, tell your friend move on.
Yeah, the friend got caught. She had a moment. I know it's
In the
probably
crossfire.
great. Took her out. Took her bought her
Buying a
clothes.
wig. Getting a wig.
Bought her a wig.
It made
I ain't nothing about the phone. It's my first time actually seeing it with y'all, so I didn't know what the phone call stuff was about. But
So JR, who's that woman on there with? Is that her sister? Because she kind of looks like Savannah.
I'm not really sure. I can't do some research on that.
Either a sister or a friend who get the same work.
I know in the comments, 'cause that particular clip about him saying relationships up and down, he ain't going away, gonna fight for it, that went viral. And a lot of people was making some comparison of Steph Curry and Aisha Curry and how LeBron and his wife was conducting themselves versus how Aisha Curry conducts herself. It doesn't seem like Savannah, which we spoke about in the show, says things that's a little bit sketchy to embarrass LeBron. But so we can talk about it all, man. Speak on a little bit of that, some of the things that they were saying. I'm gonna hear from Di, because Di, you've been sitting there. You ain't about to cry now, are you?
She playing that 2K.
Oh, I'm not playing 2K. I just feel because the last thing they were talking about was because I was still thinking about what he said about the marriages and how hard it is. Because I feel like that's the part that a lot of people don't get. A lot of people don't get it's hard. And I think I was speaking about that one time on the podcast or it was a video that was played where he said relationships sometimes bring out the things you need to work on. So if you're not willing to work through it and work on yourself, then what's the point, Now, I get to a point, I do understand where sometimes some people don't want to grow with you, and then you outgrow people. I do understand that happens. But a lot of people sometimes are just so focused on themselves that they end up leaving their partner behind. So I do think things get hard. I think you need to work it out. And yeah, for the most part, when I was listening to the opinions, I agree with most people and what was said.
Yeah, I think you made a good point. I always speak on this all the time, especially when I'm entertaining conversations about relationships and people who have a sour taste about it. Like any relationship is going to be up and down. And no matter if it's a relationship with a man, co-workers, jobs, pastors, friends. I mean, think about the times that you and your friend got into it. And it could be like same sex. Like one of my best friend, we ain't got into it a few times. We had some disagreements. But any relationship that you are involved in is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be a match made in heaven. And because you are two different people, you guys are going to have some disagreements. But it's about how you approach it. I had a conversation earlier, and one thing that I hate is when somebody says, I'm not about to argue. It only became an argument. If you look up the definition of argument, there's probably nothing negative surrounding it. But how we look at arguments, we label it an argument when we don't want to do the work. Because in order to sort things out and to listen, to understand, that requires for you to do something different that you don't normally do. And maybe some truth that may come out within that interaction that you don't want to hear. You probably already know what they're going to say because you know that there's a problem, but you haven't came to terms with it yet. So there's various reasons that support that relationships and communication requires for you to get uncomfortable and work. And a lot of people don't want to do it. It's easier to resist, to deflect, to walk away, to self-sabotage, to avoid doing that work. So if you understand that this is what relationships are, and no matter who it is that is going to require some work, And I think that you can show up better and be a better version of yourself for yourself and to that other person.
I agree with that, but I'm also, I'm on the flip side. If you learn how to be in a relationship with yourself first, it's very important. Don't just hop in a relationship because society says it.
Hold on, can
Or
you pause it right there? What does that mean?
Huh?
People say this all the time. Hop a relationship with yourself. What does that mean?
Learn yourself. Learn yourself and learn how to be okay with yourself. Okay, you can't tell nobody what you like or what you want to do or how you want to move if you don't know yourself. It's important for you to learn yourself first. And it's okay. It's okay for you to be single if you're working on yourself, okay? And it's very important to work on yourself before you hop into just a relationship because it could be damaging for both parties if you just jump into something because you want to be in a relationship.
I do want to say this. I don't think nobody never know themselves because you're always changing. So I think it'd be impossible for you to say that I've learned myself. So you have to be able to deal with change. I was doing some type of assessment earlier, and one of the consistencies throughout this assessment was seeing if you are okay with change. Because and that's life, that's a cheat code. Like there's so many different variables that come into play every single day. Podcasts, work, friends, family, pets, strangers out in the world that will alter things about ourselves. So you have to be able to operate in a manner where you're able to function in that reality. So when people say you have to learn yourself, how much time does it take for you to learn yourself? You have to learn how to coexist with other people unless you're just going to be locked inside a room and not talk to anybody through social media or through just everyday interaction. So you got to be careful when you're telling people to learn yourself. I would tell people be self-aware no matter the circumstance or the situation, because these things are going to come whether you like it or not. And the only way to avoid this is if you lock yourself in a room and you have zero interaction with anybody. That's the only way that you'll be able to control that. And then you can say you can comfortably learn self because you don't have any other variables that's coming into play. You've just totally canceled yourself out from the entire world.
The scary part about that is that this is what today's culture is actually pushing. So when people say love yourself, learn yourself, protect your peace, stuff like that, that's a very selfish take. Because if your kid run into the room and you bother, the kid will be breaking your place of peace. If you got a cat, a dog, if the dog knock over something and you got to go fix it, now your peace is broken. It's the same thing if you're in a relationship. If you have some rupture with your partner, and because you're so stuck on protecting your peace, you're not even going to have the difficult conversation. You're going to walk away. You're going to become avoidant. You're going to stonewall. You're going to shut down. And then this now creates the very thing that we're seeing now, to where people can't even learn how to be together because everyone is protecting their peace. And that's a very, very vicious blowback that we're going to see, because more people are pushing that now, much rather than doing the hard work, much rather than fighting for the relationship. Even with what LeBron said, people are going to have different perspectives of that. But that may be the very reason why he's still with his wife to this day and never had an issue from what we know of. And they both keep whatever goes on in their relationship between them. But on the opposite, we got Mrs. Curry that's doing everything that she's doing, in my opinion, that looks bad on him. And that plays into the very message or narrative that people are talking about now of being selfish. So I think it's a very dangerous curve that people are saying by love yourself, protect your peace, because peace comes with war. You have to be ready to fight for whatever it is, that you believe is worth peace?
Well,
Hey,
I
Dottie.
see it from a different side. I can definitely see it from that side. I never looked at it from that side. And thank you for educating me on that. I am a strong advocate of self love, though. Hank loves my bridge. I believe in my bridge. Okay. And my bridge is while I'm in this singleness, I build who I am, be the best me I can be, not for someone else, but be the best me I can be so other people can benefit off of it. But I never seen it in that aspect. Thank you.
And for the record, I don't love Shanice's bridge. I love my wife's bridge. So I'm gonna leave it
Ain't
there.
nobody talking about that. You do too much. Lame man.
I don't necessarily. I think I agree with what Shanice said when we talk about knowing who you are. Yeah, when we talk about knowing who you are, at least to the best, at least because having self awareness is so important. Like, which is why I don't think when people get out of relationships they should get right into another one. I think that you do need to learn yourself. I think that you do need to go inward, and I think you need to ask yourself tough questions. I think you need to be self reflective. I think you need to learn what you like. What did I do wrong? What are my tendencies? How do I get better? Because a lot of people don't know how to be in relationships, but I think it starts with them. A lot of people in relationships are the bad person in the relationship, and they're the reason that the relationship won't work. I don't think they should be that hard. I think relationships should be relatively easy if you know how to coexist with another person, if you know how to communicate. If you have those skills of communicating in a relationship, it should be a breeze. But typically, a lot of times you got people who just happen to be irritable people, right? Who just happen to be. I think it's typically just one person inside of a relationship that's like that need to work, and the other person is just trying to work with them. And sometimes it's two people. Know what y'all saying?
No, I was going to just respond to that. I think that's a good point, and not to negate what Shanice is saying. Even you, like, this is a good dialogue because I think everything is needed. But one thing I've always said this and heard other people say it, so you got to have balance in your thought. So hearing both sides of these, you got to be able to determine what's needed in that moment. So if you need to work on self, then you can work on self. But what happens is that people are like light switches on, off, left, right, up, and down. And so when you're telling them to work on yourself, that's what they'll keep doing to the point of where they never hop into another relationship or they're self-sabotaging because they're so focused on self. So you have to understand what the work needs to be done and then be okay to still take risks because that's what life is. Life is about risk and we take them every day. Anytime we hop in the car, that's a risk. So we are familiar with taking risks because we do it whether we like it or not. And once you understand that that's part of life, but still approach. I'm not telling you to be dumb, naive, or stupid, but you got to have balance in how you see everything. Otherwise, you'll just be stuck in your own tunnel.
I was gonna add to that. That's funny that you said that because when it comes to women, far as like a lot of people call me for their relationship. A lot of people, I told y'all this. But I noticed that when women are the happiest, that's when we like, okay, we happy where we at. Like, because we'll come from out of a space that sometimes a man has contributed to, and you start loving yourself. And when you love yourself, you present yourself differently in order to be able to attract a certain type of man. And when you said that, I was just thinking like, it's good that you said that because I think that's when you're supposed to look for a relationship when you're the happiest because men end up like I said, relationships push you out your comfort zone to grow. And when I was in a relationship, I was in it at a depressed time, but because of what I was getting and kind of motivated me to love myself more, like a lot of married women in my life at that time had sat me down and was like, girl, you're going to end up like, he's going to have some behaviors coming from him that you're not going to like. And it's time that you start loving yourself. Like he's done what he could. He's brought you, to a certain point. And when they said that, I was like, what do you mean? I do love myself. Like, I get up, I do this, I do that. They was like, no, I know you, damn it. Like, if I know you get up, you got to do what you have to do. And when I looked in the mirror, I understood what they were saying. And when I started loving myself, it did make our relationship better. it made him see me differently. It made him want to do better. So I do understand what she mean by it's important to love yourself, because when you have that, you have more to offer. And not only that, I don't know what it does to men. Men seeing a confident woman that's confident in who she is, even if he might not be physically attracted to her, he'll be like, no, she cool as hell. Like, you know what I mean? It's something about confidence. So I can understand both points of view. I do understand that sometimes you do need to be by yourself, but Lapeef's point was like right on the head. At what point should you, figure out what's best for you, what's needed? Because if you know you happy and you comfortable where you at, maybe it's about time you probably get out there and, start taking somebody serious.
I know when I was getting serious with my woman, I know, and a lot of women need help with this. I asked her, I said, what do you want to offer? Like, what are you looking for? What do you want to offer a man? And a lot of women don't know the answer to that question. So I said, all right, I'll go. I'll tell you what I want to offer a woman. So I list out everything that I want to be to a woman, and the things that I think are great about me that I can offer a woman that will be useful. But then I also told her, these are the things that I want in return from a woman. This is what I'm looking for in a woman. And a lot of women don't, not even just women, a lot of men don't know this. But I think these are things that you need to sit down with yourself and be like, yo, how do I want to be of service to another person if I'm going to be in a relationship? What are the things that I think that I can offer that somebody would love to have? And because a lot of people don't really got nothing to offer, or they don't have anything that they're willing to do for another person. And I think, you should know that before you even know what you're looking for in another person. Like, what can you give before? Because most people got a list of what they want, but what can you give? So I think that's a part of that self-discovery,
But that's the part that's not talked about, though. The only thing that's talked about is me, forgetting the fact that men and women are here to serve. That was the original origin of the entire point of us being created, in my opinion. Of course, that's varies from person to person. But if you aren't useful, you're useless. So if we're telling people to focus on yourself, find yourself, and they only hyper focus on that because that's all that they're hearing. They're not hearing the part of doing this so that I can serve someone else better, so that I can serve my family better, serve my community better. That part is being ignored because it's easier just to shut down. Because in order to do that, you now have to deal with conflict. You now have to deal with the mirror, the reflection of the people that you're engaging with. And why is it that I can't get past this, or I'm triggered by that, or this makes me uncomfortable? Those are the questions that's not being answered. I'm protecting my peace, so I'm gonna just walk away.
Let me check with Miss World and see if she think anything.
I don't like. Yes, we should know ourselves. We should love ourselves, absolutely. But I feel like sometimes we try to be so stubborn in who we think that we are, that we're not willing to compromise when it comes to a relationship. And realize that some of the things that we think we need to stand on can't work with two people. I think a lot of people use the I need to work on myself thing because they don't want to do the work. Relationships aren't easy. If you are being 100% honest and 100% real and you really mean to be with this person for the rest of your life, it's not easy. I will tell people, and any married person I know will tell you, the first 5 to 7 years of a marriage, hell on wheels. You're trying to take two complete adults who have lived their own lives and now merge them into one place. And it might sound like it's easy, but it gets to the nitty gritty because you're living with this person every day. It's not your boyfriend. You can't go home and cool off and then come back and deal with him later. Me and my husband one time got in an argument because he thought I should take my pajamas after I take them off and fold them up and put them at the end of the bed. Because that's how he was trained growing up. Me, I'm going to take my pajamas and just throw them on the bed because I'm probably not going to put them on again. This resulted in a big fight, okay? And it sounds like a stupid thing to fight about, but that's the kind of stuff that happens because I'm determined to stand my ground, and he's determined that he's the man in the house, and what he says goes. So it requires us to sit down and talk. And I have to explain to him, yes, boo, you are the man of the house. But this is like, and then we come to a conclusion together. It's not me knowing myself and what I want, and I'm a stand.
No. That sounds like some proxy bullshit. How the fuck? Then what is he the man of? Like he said, fold your pajamas and put them at the end of the. Why the fuck is that a fight?
Because that was how he was trained.
That's what he's telling you. But that's what he's telling you to do now.
Because okay.
Wait. She had to learn how to listen to her man. That's all she's saying. She had to learn how to do what he said.
Wait, no, she didn't do it. Do you fold your stuff? Do it. Do you do that now?
We sat down and talked about it.
AKA no.
And
you had a conversation. You had a conversation about it, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You had a conversation about it, right?
Well, we did.
And it resulted in what? And what was the end result of the conversation? Fuck you, I'm doing what the fuck I want to do.
No, absolutely, it was not. It was
So
funny. This is how
Let her finish. Let her finish.
Did he take his allowance away?
Hold on. Let her finish. Can she let her finish?
It was, this is how I grew up. This is what I think is right. To me, it wasn't a big deal because that's not how I grew up. Listen, my man is the head of my household. If you know me, you know this, okay? He has the final say when it comes to our home. He's in control of the finances. He's the man, period. But in part of being a man, he's not a tyrant. He can understand when some things are like, okay, yeah, we can work on this. This is not a big deal. And when he needs to put his foot down, he does. If everything is a big deal, nothing is a big deal. And now you're not being a leader, you're being a tyrant.
That's not true. No, that's not true.
Wait, hold on, watch. So I do have a question. A question out of curiosity. This thing that we could say seems little. Why was there pushback to do it in the first place?
Because
just out of curiosity.
To me, it seemed ridiculous. We were just married. We did not live together before we got married. So we're figuring out how to live together as a married couple. To me, it seemed ridiculous because this is not how I grew up. To him, it seemed ridiculous not to do it that way because that is how he grew up.
No, that's not why he seemed ridiculous. He said it's ridiculous because you're saying he's the head of your household, but you're giving him pushback on folding pajamas.
He's the head, not the tyrant.
What does the head mean then? What does that mean? What do you get with being the head if you can't even fold your pajamas? What does that get you? Please answer that.
My point of bringing up this.
Please answer that.
Watch. You gotta let her answer.
Watch.
Because like I said, if everything is a big deal, nothing is a big deal. Only a tyrant walks around and demands that you do every little thing.
You answered the question.
I did answer your question.
You didn't.
He's not a tyrant. He's a leader.
That wasn't my question. That wasn't
right. But when you say a
tyrant,
tyrant.
I'm sorry. You didn't fuss with him about giving you allowance, but you fussed with him about asking to fold your clothes on the bed.
Why would I need to fuss with him about giving me an allowance
because it benefits you?
Excuse me, when I can see that he is better financially, he's better suited to handle the financials of our household. And again, he's not a tyrant. So I don't have to beg for money. I get allowance when I'm supposed to, and I can have extra if I ask for it. But if I see that he's better at controlling the finances, that would be stupid of me not to let him control the finances.
So what does
the last man who gave me
can I say something real quick?
Wait, hold on, Let me get this one out. My bad. Let me get this one out.
No, but this isn't cool. I asked a question. No one answered my question.
Watch. I got you. Bro.
I don't need you to get me, bro. I just need her to answer my question, bro. What does the head household get?
Right. I'm trying to bring it out of in a different way, a different approach. That's all. That's how you got to do it, bro. Come on, man.
Asking the question slowly. What does the head of the house get?
Well, I don't think you're going to agree with her.
I got you, bro. All right, so
why are you answering?
Hold on. Just
I'll answer when I get a chance, but I'm not about to talk over all this that's going on.
All right, so Miss Mono, I'm Monos.
Miss
So
Mono is fine.
Mono, okay. So I'm assuming that when he asked or when he mentioned like, hey, babe, wife, can you fold, your pajamas and put it at the end of the thing? I'm sure that the first time it was mentioned, he didn't say, I want you to, or hey, do this. I'm assuming that it was a request essentially for you to do it, correct?
Okay, let me say this, okay, because maybe I wasn't clear when I explained that this is the beginning of our marriage. I was not the woman that I am now when we first got married, okay? I was raised by a single mom who was raised by a single mom. And that was the other thing I was going to say. People are talking about like, oh, relationships are easy. Not if you never saw one growing up. So I'm coming from a single parent household. My husband is coming from a 2-parent household. He's seen relationships. His mom has never worked a job since she's been married to his father, and that's how he grew up, and that's what he saw. I did not see that. Okay, so for me, it's like, why is this such a big deal? It doesn't matter. I had not learned at that time how to deal with a man, how to consider a man's feelings, and that men ultimately need respect. Okay, I did not understand those things at that time. However, my husband, not being a tyrant, not wanting to be abusive, was
Whoa.
I'm gonna watch you right. Let her finish.
Why are you cutting me off?
Let him finish.
And I didn't say anything to you. So where do you hit dog will holler? So he was able to sit down with me and work with me and understand. Yes, I was willing, but I did not have the knowledge that I have now.
Okay. That's a great answer, and I think that was needed to be heard. For the women and men in the comments.
Are your pajamas?
I think that was a great answer.
No, I think they compromised the watch. I think she don't. That she, he compromised. But this is what I wanted to say, right? And this goes back to my point of how like typically it's one person that's the problem, because you entered into this marriage and I'm assuming that you guys were like, yo, you're the man, you're the leader, you're the head of the household, I'm the woman, and y'all pretty much had that dynamic from the beginning. That was understood to be the dynamic.
We grew up with that common understanding, yes.
Okay, so when it's a situation where you get into the marriage and it's of course it starts out turbulent because you're not used to this, right? You're not used to this type of thing.
Yes.
So it starts out, you got to get through a little bit of turbulence, but in that turbulence, it was really because you weren't necessarily yet prepared for what you signed up for.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had no idea what marriage looked like. I knew I wanted it, but I did not know what it looked like because, like I said, I did not grow up seeing that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think and y'all might disagree with me. When we talk about compromise, I think that's typically should be more on the woman's side. I don't think that men in general should compromise. However,
I agree with that.
That's only on because I think the man is the foundation, and you can't compromise the foundation of anything. No structure, no nothing. You shouldn't compromise the foundation. However, I do know that as a man being a leader, there are certain things that are not important that you give ground on, like little stupid stuff like that. Cool, we don't care about that type of stuff. But the core things, a man should never compromise on. A woman should be compromising on most other things because, like you said, you were acclimating to his system, you were acclimating to his program. Y'all had to go through that, So that's kind of my position on that.
Yeah, I mean, in that I would assume it's something that he wants his children to do. So if their mother isn't doing it, then of course this won't align with whatever tradition it is that he grew up under. So I think that is a very great example, very much so a great example of one being able to work and have the difficult conversations when both parties, I'm sure, is uncomfortable because you think that it's ridiculous to do it, and he thinks that it's ridiculous that you're not doing it or not willing or you don't do it. So it's in that we both have to say, all right, let's figure this out, and let's not cause this to be a rupture that prolongs or destroys the marriage, and we just got started.
But y'all gotta remember, she comes from two different worlds. If you heard what she said, she comes from a world where her mother was a single mother raising her, and her mother's mother was a single mother raising. So now she has that selfish, independent, individualistic mindset. So he had to train her, he had to show her, he had to educate, he had to teach her. And sometimes, man, when you go against the grain like that, that's just not easy. It is not easy. You got an uphill battle. You must have been a hell of a woman for him to stick around and go through that. I don't know you like that, but I'm just saying you have to be, and for him to do it. So congratulations to that brother for having the patience for dealing with you like that. Now I'm gonna tell you myself, I wouldn't have dealt with your ass. I wouldn't let her go through. I can't, because that I expect the things to be all the way together, right? So that's why I keep teaching men, fellas, do not date a woman who doesn't have a father or a father figure in her life. If she doesn't, don't deal with her. Because a woman who has those things, she has a level of understanding on how to talk, act,
just
respond.
me. I don't deserve to be married.
Hold on. Time out.
Manu, we got you.
I don't interrupt nobody on here. I give everybody the respect and let them finish. Can I please get the same respect? Thank you. So, ma'am, if you had a father figure, you got a chance. If you don't, then that's somebody. Hey, good luck with what happens with you. I'm just saying I wouldn't deal with it, and I'm teaching other men not to deal with women who doesn't have a father or a father figure, because they don't have a level of understanding on how to deal with a man, how a man talks, how a man acts, how he moves, how he carry himself. When you hear a man's voice, man, there's something special about that, because it's a strong a strong person in that house teaching, educating you, and all of that. Most women who don't come from that, most of them don't even respect men. Why? Because some man did your mama wrong, and she gonna pass that negative baggage onto you. Don't trust these men. They all the same. Every last one ain't no good. They just want your kitty cat, and that's it. And that's nowhere near the case. There's a lot of good men that's not moving and acting like that. But your mother who's been hurt and your grandmother who's been hurt is teaching you, girl, you better watch them. They don't mean you no good. And that's definitely not the case. But go ahead, man.
Hey, so I do got a question, and I don't want to drag this out. So I would assume before you guys got married, did you sleep over? Was that something that was brought up beforehand, or you guys never?
No, we didn't do the sleepover thing. We only dated for 6 months before we got married. No.
Okay.
There was no shacking up. Wasn't none of that.
You know, just so you know, I don't agree with Hank to the degree of like you don't have to. Your woman needs a father to necessarily to date her. I think that as a man, if you are a leader and if you know you a leader, you know you're a good leader, then just take a woman that you can work with, right? You don't have to necessarily have the perfect upbringing, but if I know that I can work with you, if I know that I'm getting compliance from you, of course, when we do get together, it's going to get a little bit of turbulence, but that's because she not used to a nigga like you. She's not used to a real leader. It just is what it is. Most women have not had men who have put their family before themselves before. Most of the men they deal with is selfish, so they operate selfish. I think when you really giving a woman, when you show her what a real leader is, the more selfless she'll start to become, the more she'll give. But typically women aren't dealing with those type of men. They've never seen that. So sometimes you gotta give them a little bit of grace when it comes to like, yeah, like this is the first time she's with a man who has these type of standards. It's the first time she's with a man who like, yo, you essentially got to do what I'm telling you to do. Like that's just like it's like women they're not used to that. A lot of these guys let them do what they want to do.
So that's what I understand.
For the panel.
Okay,
go ahead. And you want to respond, and then I'll ask the question.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and that's why you're dealing with a whole lot of turbulence, because they didn't have a father figure in their life. No male role models or nothing in their life, and they don't know how to deal with a man. They just know how to deal with cackling ass aunties, grandmothers, sisters, and their ragged ass mammies. They don't understand that. You know, the only man they dealt with was that goddamn rip off ass pastor. That's the only man, and they believe every goddamn he say. He can do no wrong. That's why they always in church, full effect, lonely than a motherfucker. and he's probably knocking them down.
Like I'm gonna respond to what Hank says, because what Hank's saying could be true, but I've personally know women that have had a mother and father in the house, and they was just chaotic. They was just chaotic as some, and it had to do with typically traumatic experience or experiences that they deemed to be traumatic towards them, which now shape their future as far as when it comes to dating. So everything is more on a case by case situations. Like a lot of times they have a father in the house, but they may not have liked how the father treated the mother. So that's why you got to have these conversations, because just because the father was present doesn't mean that he was present for her. I did want to ask a question about influence versus control. Like, which one is more impactful between influence or control?
Yeah, I was that's a great segue, because that's actually what I was going to speak on.
I ain't done yet, Viz.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just asking the panel, like, what's more impactful, influence or control?
Well, I was about to answer it. So, a woman could have, a man or woman could come from a 2-parent home, but if they're indoctrinated by something else, then that goes out the fucking window. It doesn't matter. So influence 100% is definitely more powerful than control, because if you can influence someone to do something, you can control them. That's the very concept of it.
Okay. Anybody else that disagrees with that?
I think a lot of
I mean, I agree with that.
Okay. So you better say something dope. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I think a lot of these men are not the fathers that we think they are. When we say, like, get a woman that come from a house with a dad and all that type of stuff. A lot of these dads they just not who we think. Like, we got, like, I know me. I teach my daughter, don't you ever put your hands on a man in your life. Don't ever put your hands on a man. A lot of other guys are teaching their daughters a man should never put his hands on you, no matter what. They teaching them that nonsense of pretty much a man should never put his hands on you, versus don't put your hands on a man, don't put your hands on nobody. Like, kind of teaching them that thing. Like, most of these fathers out here just preparing their daughters, like, yo, go to school, don't worry about, or they're not preparing them like we think they are. I think.
The reason why I asked that,
would it be safe to say, though, that a mother would have more influence over the daughter compared to the father?
If she's coming from the type of household that I'm talking about right now, absolutely. And that's not the man. A man that we're talking about, the dad has the ultimate say in that household. The dad has the ultimate influence, and the woman is pretty much giving the woman, the kids, the knowledge from the dad and what his system is and how he sees the world. In my opinion, that's what I respect.
So it's sad that y'all never see no positive men in y'all lives then. Because if y'all think all men are just these tyrant motherfucking dudes, y'all been dealing with a lot of bad dudes in your life. Because that's not my case. My uncle and my grandfather taught me how to be a man, how to tie, how to operate, move, and do all the things. And I make sure I taught my daughter, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Because if you put your hand on that man hit you back. You can't be mad at that man, because you never should have jumped in that man's face and put hands on him. Keep your goddamn hands. Look, most men are the ones who's going to keep his goddamn daughter off the pole. His mama's going to put her on the goddamn pole because she needs a little extra money to pay for that install she got on the top of her goddamn head. Or she needs her son to be around so she can continue to get that goddamn WIC, them food stamps, and then Section 8. That man being there, ain't nothing that helping on. He's providing some type of sort of income and bringing it home to the house. What he's simping and giving her all the check, like some of our grandfathers used to do back in the days. And Big Mama took care of and did pay the bills and did what she had to do. Sometimes even invest. But dog, what you make it sound like all men are bad, all fathers are bad, even if they wasn't. They wasn't them the misters. That's how I have what most of us was.
I
Let
don't
you
think
tell it, dope.
Mhm.
You were saying that's what you saying, though.
I don't agree that most men are keeping their daughters off the pole either. Like I think, and this is me growing up. This is what I heard growing up. Right? There was a lot of men who didn't teach their daughters nothing, but not to be a hoe. Right? They didn't give them context. They didn't tell them nothing. They said, "I will whoop your ass if I catch you out here doing some crazy shit." Right? But they're not actually teaching them and instilling knowledge into their daughters of like, and it empowering them of like, yo, this is why you never do this. Like, actually, you need a relationship with your daughter to actually keep her off of the pole and all those type of things. You can't just say, which is what I grew up with, is like, yo, if I catch you doing some shit, I'm gonna whoop your ass in front of everybody. This whole neighborhood gonna see me whoop your ass. That's not keeping you off the pole though. You gotta teach your daughter. And a lot of these guys it's like the thing of like, don't be gay, right? You telling your son don't be gay. What's that gonna do, right? It's gotta be, you gotta just do a little bit more, like really have a relationship with your kids when they get home from school and you pick them up from school. Talk to them, spend time with them. A lot of these guys, they just come in and they do their job as a man. They're like, yo, don't be a hoe, and I'm out. Like that ain't how you do it.
I mean,
And I agree with that. Like my stepdad, that was one of the things that he said to me as he was raising me. He would say, I hung out with this girl across the street, but to me, she was like cool, but she was older than I was. And he was like, don't hang out with her. And I'm like, okay, why not? He was like, do you want to be a hoe? And I'm like, what does me hanging out with her have to do with being a hoe? He said, you just need to do what I say. So I just did what he said. When I got older, like as an adult, I understood. But I think what helped me understand the things that helped me understand what men would classify, what a hoe is the guy I dated. We dated each other since I was 13. We had kids with each other. And since then, even up through high school, he would put me on like, okay, these type of statuses make men think like this thing, and he put me on. But I don't think a lot of men, they even just a guy I dated. He asked his dad for some advice, like, how do I make it out here? I'm stuck. I'm at a wall. And his daddy just told him, like, because he was like around my mom age, like they early 50s. And he told him, like, you got to figure it out. He said, I had to figure it out, so you got to figure it out, basically. So a lot of parents, I do agree, because me and him around the same age, I would say that is how a lot of stories happen.
But where was the mom? Like I feel like even if a father is around, I'm pretty sure that there are numerous girls that's on poles that their father was there. They didn't want them to be there. They created the environment for them to feel safe and be able to come to them. And just off the strength of people, children especially, being rebellious, they're going to go get on the pole regardless of what type of environment you put them in. I've had a conversation with a young lady that grew up in the suburbs, but she wanted to be in the city, ended up getting pregnant by some dude. And then once she was ready to stop messing with him, he popped her in her hip. He shot her in her hip. And the whole time, her dad is there, 2-parent household, living in a damn near mini mansion in the suburbs, but she wanted to do that. So there's situations to where regardless the parent could do everything right. If that child is going to be rebellious, they're going to be rebellious regardless. And I think that even in that case, I don't think that the dad is really going to have that much influence off of them not getting on the pole. That's more so, I believe, the influence from the mom explaining to him, hey, if you do this isn't feminine. This is going to haunt you. So on and so forth, because a girl is going to listen to their mom more so than they'll listen to their dad, because dad is enforcement in most cases. You got a good relationship with them, but dad is the one that's going to put his foot down. You know what I'm saying? If somebody needs to be chastised, I'm going to call your daddy. Mm-hmm. So the connection I would assume the connection would more so be to where would prevent the daughter not getting on the pole is going to come from the mom, and that all depends on how the mom carry herself.
Yeah.
Is the mom going out to the club every weekend? Are they going to the club together? You know what I'm saying?
Wait, Viz, do you got a daughter?
Yeah.
Okay, you know daughters are compatible with their moms way more.
Mm.
Way more. Daddy's girl, mama's boy. But I do agree with you that the mother, when it comes to being a woman, she's the one who's she's gonna say more things that she can relate to as why not to do it. I do agree.
Viz, you know why? This is. I feel like when we have these conversations a lot, we go from the extreme to the other extreme. And I know when we say people they did everything the right way, to me they probably did it the wrong way. When you saying they did everything the right way, right? The cookie cutter way. I'll give you an example, right? And maybe this might make sense, maybe it might. And I'm not saying that I'm the best father. I think I'm a good father, but 20 years from now, I might be like, damn, I fucked up. I did it wrong. But when it comes to like my son, right? I'm the type of parent that whatever we find that you're good at and you're passionate about, that's what I'm going to pour into with you. And it might change over time, whatever it is, I'm gonna pour into that. My son's mom is like a typical academic parent where it's like his grades not good. You know, he take his iPad, do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, listen, we're not gonna do that. What we're gonna do is my son, I know my son, he hates school. I'm not trying to get him to not hate school. He needs to understand that, like, listen, you got to get through it. It's a part of life. You know, you got to get through school. But my son loves to draw. In school, he drawing instead of doing his work. He's really good at art. He's 7 years old, but he's really good at it. So he goes, I sign him up for an art class. I take him to this art center every week at the school. He go to his art center. And then you got to get through school, but they're like doing it the right. Like I grew up where you got to get straight A's. If you're not getting straight A's, it's like, what are you doing? But I understand in a balanced way that every kid, that's not their passion. That's not what they're going to be good at, right? I think there has to be other avenues, You got to get through school. You got to learn. You got to be respectful in class. But I'm not about to tell you, yo, go get straight A's because you can't cash that. Most people never ain't cashing in their straight A's. You're not cashing them Jones in. You need to empower our kids on what are you good at? What are the avenues that I can pour into you, right? And I think the cookie cutter way, I think we think that's the right way to kind of parent our kids, but I think we got to really learn our kids and have a relationship with them and learn what they need and tailor, everything.
So what did you do? Because I got a question. My daughter have that same issue, right? But I'm a woman, so I can only deal with it from a woman's perspective. But what did you put in place to make sure that the homework was getting done over the drawing? Because my daughter's the same way. She make comics. She has a lot of engagement on her TikTok, but it's like, okay, and even in school, the teachers say that she's respectful, she's helpful, but when it comes to their work, it's a whole different ballgame. And I've been trying to figure that out.
Well, when I talk to my son, like my son, he's 7, but he be like, Dad, I got to go to college. My mom told me about. He already think he's like, I got to go to college. I'm like, you don't have to go to college. I'm telling him why people go to college. Why some people go to college, why some people don't. So like he knows that I'm gonna be honest with him. I'm gonna be real with him, and I'm not going to tell him that the world has to be one way. So he does his work now. I used to get calls home from school and all that type of stuff, but now he do his work. He come home, he do his homework because he understands like I just got to get through it. Come home, do your homework, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna draw. And of course it's going to still be repetition over time. You got to continue to, because he's a kid, he's a boy. He just wants to bounce off the walls. But at the end of the day, just have that relationship with your kids where they feel like you listening to them. He knows I know my dad. He heard me, and he's it's not just like a thing where it's I'm telling you what to do. I'm telling you what to do. This is the right way to do things. He know that I'm gonna meet him in the middle sometimes. And some things I'm not gonna meet you in the middle on. But like when it comes to wrestling practice, you gotta go. I don't care how you feel. You gotta go. It is what it is. But I'm gonna meet him in the middle with a lot of things. So.
And a whole lot
So
of
hold on. How does this work?
Oh my God, I ain't get no time to talk. I'm just gonna go.
How's what work?
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Shanice. Shanice is on you.
She
no,
misses
I was
watch.
going
Okay.
to.
You misses watch. Okay, my bad. I didn't know your man was gone.
Oh my God! Come on, man. How old are we right now?
12. Jesus Christ. So let me go on and ask my question since she's having hissy fit. As far as what you saying though, so how's it he got a choice on going, doing his work, doing art, but he don't have a choice going to wrestling practice.
No, he got to do his work. He got to pass. He got to get through school.
No, you said he has a choice, right? You said we knew this, right? But he don't have a choice when it comes to wrestling practice. You going, and he may not like it. It may not be his gift, but you said he going. He ain't got no choice.
So so this is the thing, right? When
so
it
now
comes
you're taking his choice from him.
Yeah. So this is the thing, right? When I grew up, I understand that some kids just will not like school. You just won't like school. You're going to hate it. And I understand that his mom wants to get him. How can we get him to like school? I'm telling her, like, I don't care if he likes school. It's irrelevant. He has to get through school, right? That's my position because I do very decent for myself and I hated school. And I think that I got a GED. Technically, I got a GED. And my last, I did 11th grade was the last time I was in school. But a lot of people meet me and they're like, wow, you're intelligent. Where did you go to college? I'm like, I didn't go to college anywhere. I learned from everybody. I learned from everything. That's just the way that my mind works. But I can tell that my son is extremely intelligent. He just hates school. And I understand that type of archetype of a boy. I understand it. So I don't want to get you to like school. You have to get through school, but you don't got to like it. And it's not as like the straight A's and all that type of stuff. Most of the people who ever got straight, it would probably be with a lot of people on these panels who used to get straight A's and B's in school, right? And they probably right now making $60,000, $70,000. And it's like, you can't cash it in. Most people can't cash it in. Some people can.
You're not answering my question, though.
My sister, my family.
We talking about he has a choice when it comes to that, but you say he has no choice when it comes to wrestling. He ain't got no choice. He's going.
So he doesn't have a choice whether he want to go to school or not, or whether he want to do his work. He got to do his work and he got to go to school. So there's no choice there, and there's no choice for when it comes to wrestling because this is something that I want you to learn. I want you to learn it. I want you to become proficient. When you get older, you don't got to be a professional wrestler. You don't got to do all of that. But until I feel like you're proficient, then you got to do it. Same, you got to teach your son how to fight. He don't got a choice to learn how to fight. You don't got a choice to learn how to defend yourself. Certain things as a man is like, yo, this is a part of it. I don't believe that academics is a part of being a man. I think intelligence and learning is a part of being a man. Being a teacher is a part of being a man. But school education,
how do you think he's going to learn though? How is he going to learn?
The same way that we all learn from our elders, from experience, from learning from the world around us. It's not from
that's not where we're learning at. Because most of y'all blame the teachers if your dumbass sons can't read. Y'all blame the teachers. Y'all not looking at yourselves. What the teacher should have taught them. No, you should know how to pronunciate certain words and letters before you got into a school. You should know your address. You had to spell your name. These are the things that, look, as a substitute teacher, I dealt with this shit. They blame us because their kids can't read. No, that shit should be taught at home. You can learn how to read before you go to school. But parents are not doing that. You say your elders, they're not doing that. Your elders are not teaching you. They don't even teach you on Black history. I don't think Black history should be taught in school. It should be taught at home. Because they ain't gonna have to under some old white dude trying to teach you this shit. They ain't gonna teach you about two things.
What?
Slavery and Martin Luther King's birthday. That's it. And they may throw Frederick Douglass in there. But that's about it. Or maybe Rosa Parks. They'll throw a little Rosa Parks in there. Other than that, they ain't gonna teach you no real Black history. That's why you need to show your grandfathers, your grandmothers, your aunts, your uncles. That's who should be teaching you because a lot of them may experienced it.
I 1,000% agree with everything that you said, right? I don't think that, and I think that kind of works against your point. I don't think the school should have to worry about my son become. They're not going to like. Nobody taught me how to understand and comprehend on the level that I do, right? I do because that's just who I am. It's how my brain works. I think that my son should be reading at home. He should be listening to me talk to him. I should be having high level conversations with my son, right? I'm not going to have like the little first grade conversations with my son. I'm going to tell him everything. I'm not going to stunt his growth by feeling like, oh, he's not old enough to learn this word. If he asks me what a big word means, I'm going to tell him, and I'm going to use big words when I'm talking to him. I think these are things that we got to teach our kids. Like, for example, if I want my son to be good at wrestling, he can't just go to practice. When you get home, you gotta wrestle. And when we're at practice, I'm the only parent that's right there next to him in the room. I'm next to both of my girls. I'm right there walking around the room. I'm watching them. You got it. Nope. Do your jumping jacks. You're not cheating. We're not cheating on the push-ups either. Do your push-ups, right? I'm the only one that's in the room. kind of. So I agree with you. We got to work on these things with our kids ourselves. I would never trust the school to teach my son the things that I want them to learn. And honestly, once your kid go to like 6th or 7th grade, they teaching them shit that they shouldn't even know anyway. They teaching them homework that they teaching them math that you can't even help them with. Like, for what? If you know how to multiply, you know how to do basic math and certain things like that. That's what you need to know. They teaching them all these other extra things. You gotta get them a tutor. You can't even help them with the shit, and you know damn well he's not going to remember it when he 30. Can any of y'all do algebra right now?
Yes.
Oh, I can't.
Hell no.
Don't give me nothing.
So why don't you just homeschool? If your son is not a big fan of school, why don't you homeschool him?
Why don't I homeschool? He fine. He got to
He
deal with some
he don't know algebra, Hank.
No, that he said more than that. He said he doesn't like school. Period.
He
So
gotta
if that's
deal
the
with
So
case,
why would he bring school to the house?
It's okay to not like school.
because then if he was willing to homeschool down, he could teach him on the level where he taught. Now he could implement all of these things he was just talking about, talking to him with big words. He could do all that doing homeschool.
Yeah, I don't.
Did she ever answer what?
He's fine. Just going to regular school. He's fine.
Why don't you want to homeschool him?
Why would I homeschool him? I don't need to homeschool him for him to become a productive member of society and an intelligent person.
I said after 6th grade, they wasting time doing certain things. If you homeschool them, you can teach them what you want to know.
Oh yeah, no, he gonna go to school. It's not worth the ROI that my time as an entrepreneur to homeschool my kids.
Damn.
Yeah. You think that if I homeschool my son, that's going to drastically improve his
Yes.
quality of life? I don't agree with you.
Yes, it will. Let me tell you why. Because it sounds like with your son, sound like he's bored, right? It's not maybe, I don't know. Maybe he can do the work, but maybe the work's not as advanced for him. He's too advanced for the work they're doing. Maybe he needs to be bumped up. Maybe he needs to, I don't know what grade he's in, but maybe he's in the 3rd grade. He needs to be doing 4th grade work. Take some advanced classes. But if you homeschool your kid, they can't hold you back on what you learn. Only thing you got to do is just test out. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lot of things your kids don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about this being indoctrinated with this homosexual lifestyle shit. They don't introduce that all that other bullshit that you don't feel like is necessary for your son to learn. They won't. Then it only takes 4 hours a day. If you could carve out 4 hours of your day to help your kids, to monitor your kids, they have tutors. They have a whole community for your kids. If your kids like extracurricular activity, they got sports program for the kids. And guess what? Your son can graduate with his rest of his class that he went to school with, because that's going to be, he'll graduate with his home school. So he'll get to do a lot of the things you do.
Yeah.
But you got to be willing on doing it. Now, you was talking about teaching. There's an opportunity for you.
When I say like the ROI on homeschool, right? So like if my son grows up, if he turns 18, if he turns 14, he's like, Dad, I want to be a millionaire, then you will. It's that easy. I'll tell you how. It's that simple. I'll tell you how. I'll show you. I'll show you everything you need to know. But if he doesn't want to be a millionaire, then he can go and do whatever he wants in life. Like the ROI for me to take the time to just homeschool him is not worth it for me. I don't see it. No, I know that it's probably a better option, but it's going to be marginal in the differences to me, right? And his quality of life when he gets older. To me, in my personal opinion, he's going to have more if he wants to, because he might be like, yo, Dad, I just want to be an artist. I don't want to make money. That's his business. But if he wants to have a better lifestyle than 99% of the world, I can easily show him how, and I can start him when he's 12.
You're not going to be able to. I think you're not going to be able to combat the indoctrination of the educational system.
What do you? I was in the educational system, bro.
And you're not.
How?
I think that
you know what? You know you got the answers to this. Like
you work. You have a job.
I think you could definitely.
You have a job.
I don't have a job. No.
Okay, so I take it back.
You
thought I had a job.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
I think someone can definitely avoid the indoctrination by just simply being aware of what type of school you're putting them in. Actually seeing the teachers and going to the school and talking to them. So if somebody in the school, or if the school got rainbow flags up and that's not what you into, then don't put your kid in there. But I think taking kids out of school and solely homeschooling them, I think that actually, in my opinion, do a disservice to them, because now you're taking away the interaction that's needed and the experiences that they have to go through with dealing with other people, potentially dealing with conflict, discipline, of course, in which I think is the main reason of school.
That's not true though, Viz. I sit there and said they got a whole community. They got sports program. He's already involved in extracurricular activity, so he's already involved with other people.
If you're homeschooled, the school has to.
But I'm saying, but even in that case, even if he is doing football or something, right? So he's now only spending 2 hours compared to 6 hours a day with other people, with other children his age, in order to be able to be sociable, to be able to, again, be able to handle conflict with other little boys, or being around.
He's doing that with wrestling practice.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that. I'm saying there's more time invested though. There's more time being.
Could you
invested.
imagine? So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know Dope's kid, and he may not be the kid who can pay attention for a long period of time. Most boys cannot pay attention for a long period of time. Every 5 minutes, you kind of break, especially them elementary age. I'm talking about, the kindergarten, the first through third grade. You got to kind of break things up from getting off of work for a brief moment and to get back on it to bring their attention back. So to me, really, I think every school, especially on the elementary level, shouldn't be co-ed. I think that would be a great thing. I think the boys should go with all boys school until they get to the middle school grade. That's when they should be co-ed. But that's a different thing. If he was to homeschool his child, he could spend more time investing into the child and what his child likes to do. He said his child more than likely won't go to college because he can't stay in school. Cool. He could spend 4 hours of his school day working on his assignments, doing what he need to do. Maybe spend an hour of it in a community setting with the kids. They have extracurricular activity. They have recess. They have all of that for them. So it's not like they don't have these things. You just got to be willing to sacrifice some time for your kids. Your kids are an investment, in case y'all didn't know that.
Hank,
now,
you
some
realize
kids could be a good investment.
You asking a
You said what?
grown man to homeschool his son.
Yes.
Like a grown man who pays all the bills, pays for all everything, and you asking him to homeschool his son because of the marginal differences that it'll
No, there's more. You saying it's a marginal difference. It's a big difference, brother.
What's gonna be the difference in the outcome
especially today, like
if you don't see what these kids are dealing with going to school, bullying,
it's crazy.
I mean, you have, like I said,
that's a natural thing. Bullying is a natural thing that you need to learn how to deal with.
No, look,
not how it's structured.
Their bullying is different from ours.
Yeah. But that's going to always change, though. Their bullying is different because they have the internet. They got cell phones. Back in our day, we had cell phones, but you wasn't able to record it. You ain't even had cell phones. You know what I'm saying? So it all three stages.
Don't Viz, don't do me like that.
Y'all had them. Y'all had the big ass brick phones at the most.
Yeah, you know we had the white blocks. We had the white blocks.
Everybody ain't had cell phones to where you was able to take pictures, you know what I'm saying, and blast it and share with a million people.
That's what he's saying. It's unnatural. Like this
right. That's something that is always going to happen. But again, if you, in my opinion, and I think mine agrees as well, if you remove that experience from a child, especially a boy, that's when you now see these young boys crashing out because they don't know how to deal with conflict.
If I think them going to actual buildings going to help them deal with conflict, they're not.
Yes, it is.
It's not going to. Let me tell you how they deal with it. By taking a pistol and they go and shoot up the school. That's how they deal with this conflict now. That's their ways of dealing with it.
They're not
talking. But look, I'm just using it as an extreme violence. But they use violence. They're fighting. Is that always the best way of yeah? But that yes, I did. But that wasn't the best way of resolving conflict. Because guess what they carried over to the real life, outside of school, into your workplace, maybe in some of y'all relationships.
With that, agreed, but that's where good parenting comes in. That's where present parenting.
Mont said men don't be parenting like that. Mont said the daddies don't be parenting like that. That's what Mont said.
They gotta do better.
You see what I'm talking about? He thinks all daddies are bad. He calls himself a good daddy, but he just admit that all daddies are bad. That's what he said.
One thing we can count on Hank. He will twist up what I say every time. I think the social aspect of school is great. I would have never wanted to be homeschooled. Hell fucking no. My son has friends. You know what I like about his school, and this is different because we didn't have this growing up. They got a portion of their grade where they get rated on citizenship, and I just thought that was like amazing to me. Because that's one of the things that I'm big on. Is like, are you being a good person? Are you showing integrity? Like, are you like I think that's amazing, and that's just one of the things that I actually like about his school is that they grade them on citizenship, and everything is like not the cookie cutter things that we gonna learn growing up. It's a little bit different, Now, at least now, I don't know about the other schools, but I like that part of his school. And my kids have friends. I used to pick them up every day from school, but now they take the bus. And at first, I'm like, I don't even want y'all to take the bus. I don't know what's gonna be going on the bus, but that's this experience that they wanted. They wanted to take the bus. Cool. And when you get home, I can teach you about those experiences. Talk to me about what happened. Oh, who said this and who did that? Okay, now let me work with you and process this with you and let you know what you're seeing, what happened, how you respond to it. I think these things are good. I understand you think that homeschooling is like and it can be a good option for some people, but I do also think that you do get important lessons and things from going to school with other kids and being around other kids.
The mind virus, it wasn't out back then. Like, it's a whole different level right now. Like, this is a whole different gauntlet right now. Like, you have to protect the sanctity of your child's mind nowadays. Like, it's like pollution, active propaganda, active pollution being pumped. Like, I seen a clip. It was like the teacher telling the kids like pronoun. These are like the third grade. Like, oh, this is my pronouns, they, them. If you mispronounce, I'll kind of correct you and all. Like, no.
Mm-hmm. And what you gonna tell your kid when they come home and they tell you like they was talking about that they them stuff? What you gonna teach them?
Well, it wouldn't happen. My child wouldn't be exposed to that because I would get ahead of it. I would get ahead of it, and
another thing is, most of y'all not even looking at the paperwork that your kids come home.
That's a fact. Yeah, they might have.
Y'all not. And if you did, that you will see in them permission slips that they're sending home to you to sign your kids not to be taught that, but y'all not doing that.
Yeah, they don't have to tell you anything.
Let me tell you this, another thing. A lot of y'all parents are not part of the PTSA. Y'all have no idea what this is. Y'all have no idea. Y'all don't even know how to sign up or get involved in it. Some of y'all, because y'all don't want to pay the dues. Because you cheap motherfuckers, but you'll buy a pack of cigarettes. It costs half the price for a goddamn PTSD due for the whole season, for the whole year. It covers you for the whole year. You're not involved in it. A lot of parents are not involved. I don't think you understand.
So Hank, you agree with me?
Let's go.
You said a lot of parents not involved.
No, they're not.
So Hank agree with me. Cool.
I didn't say just you said just fathers. I'm saying mothers
just
too.
Fathers.
They don't go to the look here. Most of these now they have teacher meetings online. They don't even have them in person no more, and they still don't sign up.
It's Zoom. They
don't sign up.
It's a lot of women. It's a lot of women. The issue is we don't be having men, and that's what we be trying to say. We need a lot of more fathers out there.
I'm putting on parents.
And they running.
I'm putting it on.
I'm saying like
I got you, Doc. I'm putting it on parents. Period. Men or women, it doesn't matter. The women ain't signing up. The daddies ain't signing up. Sometimes I see grandmothers. And grandmother's not even the legal guardian, but they the one taking them. Why ain't the daddy and the mama there? I don't think y'all understand. When you see a man walk through them doors and he's there for his goddamn kids, they treat your kids differently. They look at you different. They show a certain level of respect when that man walks through the door. When that man walks through the door, they not gonna talk to little Johnny that way no more. They're gonna respect Johnny because Johnny knows his daddy's involved. A lot of people don't understand that some of these teachers treat these black boys bad. They trying to get them IPAs so they can get that goddamn extra $1,500 a head on your child, and they will poke your child, they will irritate your child, they will say something to try to get your child to go off and do something wrong. And now, guess what? They're gonna put that label on your son. Yeah, he's a menace. He doesn't know how to act. He don't know how to control himself. We're gonna put him in ISEP. We're gonna put him in the what's I think what they call it. Not I don't know what y'all call it in y'all area, but it's called in school suspension. We're gonna put him in there. We're gonna put him in them BD classes. That boy ain't got a behavior problem. That teacher was fucking with him.
Nowadays, the issue be that these new parents, you can't tell them nothing about their kids. You can't tell them.
Well,
nothing.
that's true too. That's true.
That be the
That's
main
true.
thing. You can't tell them. A lot of these teachers really be involved. Like the teachers at our school, my daughter's in middle school. They said it's been 15 years since parents have been involved in the school the way we involved. And when now the parent engagement is going up, but they said the kids before us, they tried to talk to those parents. Those parents, they weren't trying to hear it. They weren't trying to come out. They weren't trying to hear the fact that they haven't turned in their schoolwork. One parent complained to the district that we had too much homework, and they stopped making it a requirement at some point. It was ridiculous.
Let me say this: they don't even suspend your kids no more unless they get into a altercation or they bring a weapon, because it messes with their psyche. That's what the excuses they have. You can't even write them up.
That's not the real reason, though.
Because it messes. Well, no.
Because it mess up their numbers.
That's what. Well, I know. We know why. because if the kid's not in there at least a half a day, they can't get that $1,500. Each kid they get every school gets paid $1,500 a child. Every child in there is $1,500. They don't want to spend them because we want that money. We'll figure a way out how to deal with this little badass. We'll put him in a goddamn corner and let him be. They'll strap him down in the goddamn nurse's office if they have to, because they want that goddamn money. If he's not there, go ahead, Viz.
My bad. I have a buddy that's a principal for a grade school, I think, and there's, to my knowledge, there's laws to where if a child has this label on them, you can't suspend them, or you can't discipline them the same way that you would a kid that doesn't have this label on them. So it's a completely different approach.
He's got that IEP, and then they got to. This is what they got to do. They got to look at his IEP. It shows we got to at least give little Johnny 10 minutes a day, and he get to keep a bottle of water on his desk so he can have a sip on, because it allows him to be calm and he feels in a safe space. That's the shit we got now. That's the shit they dealing with. So now you got this one bad kid distracting one teacher dealing with 30 goddamn kids. That's too many kids in one classroom. Even with a teacher helper, there's still too many kids in one classroom, because you can have a room full of little visits that's interrupting, but then you might have a good student such as myself who's a scholar, who's ready to there to learn and pay attention. And now I'm missing out because I ain't getting the proper instructions, because little Viz is overacting the food, taking the teachers trying to tend to him, address him.
It's a teacher shortage. That's the thing. It's a teacher shortage. We just had that.
They don't want to deal with them because
putting the kids that's with IEPs in 7th grade, they're putting them in the 6th grade classrooms, and it's disrupting the way things going. The other kids now know that these kids have IEPs and need a specific type of teacher, because now there's no special ed teacher for that program. So all that.
I don't know what type of schools. I feel like y'all talking about probably mostly inner city schools. I don't know, but or not, because I like my son's school. It's a decent school. It's not a bunch of kids in one classroom. Like it's a nice area.
Is
like,
it a charter school?
No, it's not a charter school. It's just
a private school.
It's a nice suburban school. That's all.
Okay. Well, not everybody has that blessing, though.
Yeah,
not everybody's blessed like that.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It depends. It just depends on what school you putting your kid in. Because if you're in a bad area, a low income area, and you go to the school, you see that the school run down, or they run it bogus, or they don't have stuff where parents can engage with teachers and events that's going on and stuff like that, then hell yeah, you better expect for it to be some shit up and down. But I mean, if you are in a position to be able to put your kid in a better school, then you got a lot more control of that. But that comes with the environment.
It's about
Yeah,
12
yeah.
to 15 kids in my kids' classes. It's like about 12 to 15.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah. Are your taxes high?
I wouldn't even know I rent.
That's really good.
I rent high, but I don't know. But yeah.
Where you at?
KOP, King of Prussia.
Oh, you in Philly? Yeah, I can tell. I can tell by how you said Ollie. I was like, this nigga's from Philly. No, I used to go to school in Malvern. I went to Malvern. I went to Phelps.
Oh, you went to Phelps? I went to South Philly High.
Okay, facts. Yeah.
We was trash, but
so I think somebody was asking what a IEP is. It's one of it's like paperwork on your kids. What they consider some
It's an individual
about abiding document the student disability for public school kids. That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's an
Dr.
individual
Umar.
education
Dr.
program. That's what
Yeah, it's an individual. So
individual
they have
education program.
Yeah, they have a specific
Dr.
dates
Umar.
set out for them that's different
Yes.
than what they might meet with the therapist or they might meet with a certain social worker because all kids their needs are level. Some kids just need help with math, some kids need help with reading, some kids need help with behavior. But it all depends on what that individual education program is for.
And some IEPs has a long list. I mean, it's damn near like a book. So many restrictions that you couldn't do. You can't talk to. You're not allowed to raise your voice and talk to this kid because he might get scared. He might, PTSD and all that bullshit.
But when we're in school, we realize most of the issues come from the parents not practicing it at home. They're not taking the time to study the IEP. We've been trying our best to educate parents on how to read it, how to decipher it, and how to include what you need, because sometimes they don't even ask their kids what they need help for. Like, it's a lot. A lot of parents, and I can honestly say this, for my generation, they want to be involved with their kids, but it's also a lot of parents that's just glitz and glamour. Like they want them to be the most, they're building them for social media, it seems like. They're making sure they got the look, you know what I'm saying? And when you around me, you're going to act like this, but they're not really concerned with the quality of the education, how it's delivered, coming out, supporting the kids, putting up signs for your kids. I didn't see some parents come late to picking up their kids from practice. And this starts all the way from 1st and 2nd grade. You know what I'm saying? This goes all the way through high school. One father jumped on the floor and told this boy, did he just do that? You better punch him. They had to eject him out the lunchroom out the gym room because it was a genuine mistake. All the parents knew. But the way these parents are these days, they're not involved in the way they should be involved. It's more like a social media facade. That's how I feel. Because you could tell it reflects in their kids. When they see me, their kids cling to me like, it's an adult that's interested in what I'm saying. Like, it's an adult that cares about what I say. It's easy for me to build that respect. And then I bring my brothers and all the males I know. And when the males I know come in, they make a big difference. It's a big difference.
So my man asks, who assigns the IEP? Well, there's a lot of people who could sign the IEP. A doctor, your kid's doctor could sign the IEP. Most of the time, it's the teachers and administration. It's the one who sign and recommend. We know why they're doing it, because they're gonna get that extra money. Instead of getting $1,500, now they're getting $25 for that child.
That's why I said parents.
But that money's supposed to go towards getting an extra a student teacher in there or an assistant in there. But that's not what they're using that money for. They use that money probably to have some type of bonuses for the schools, materials for the classroom. They're doing everything but what it's supposed to be, and that's towards a kid that has the IEP.
And you can even get it from some of the coaches recommendations, like if their opinions matter too. Like my nephew, when he first started football, they could tell he wanted it, but he was distracted. And then when he got on the medicine, they had to adjust it. Now he plays offense and defense. They don't take him off the field. It helps him focus. But that's because my sister, she had to literally sit down get the resources, and she telling them, no, this is what I want to do. You have to educate yourself on your children. And parents don't do that and then want to blame the school system. But I notice when parents are involved, they have no choice but to straighten up.
Yeah. I think the most important thing, at least this is one of the things that I want my son to have when he grows up. Like I want him to be extremely articulate. I think that's one of the most important things that you can have is the ability to communicate well, the ability to communicate how you feel, the ability to communicate your thoughts. Like that's just one of the most important things that I think more important than most of the things that they're probably teaching him in school. You know, if you can do that, if you can present yourself well and talk well, you know, like that's just one of the things that I want him to learn, and hopefully I can teach him throughout his life. And I know I struggle with it sometimes. I might say and like, and I hate when I say that. I catch myself like when I'm kind of watching it back. But that's one of the things I want to work on. But yeah, I want to. Yeah. Like
no, you do a good. No, you do a good
call
job.
it out when I do it. Call it out because I want to work on it.
Facts. No, you do. You know, you articulate yourself really well.
So one of the bad things about it is that with the kids they get labeled, and like Di said, that label carry you all the way to. Let me say this: not only just school, to the rest of your life. Because guess what? Some of these jobs and these careers you get into, they go back to the schools and use them as references. You may get rejected from going to a certain college because you have an IEP and they don't like what they see on there. He has temper tantrums. He has control issues. He has behavior issues. He's volatile when he doesn't get his way. Why would you want that label on your child, especially your son? Like I said, when I say that they do the boys bad, they do the little black boys the worst. They get it the worst. So if your son is telling you, if you know your kids, and when he's lying to you, not being honest, or he's just being overly extreme, most times you know this if you know your kid. But really listen to your kids. If they saying they're doing this to me, make sure you look into that. Make sure you investigate that, because he may not be far off what he's saying and what he's sharing with you. I know you say, "Oh well, Johnny, you just saying that." Excuse me, man, because Johnny, you didn't get to go out with recess. No, pay attention. Go follow up and do your own self-investigation. They can't deny you from coming to school. Now they could probably do like they try to do me. Oh, you need to make an appointment. Okay, I'm going to be at the school every Tuesday and Thursday at this time for lunch, and I will break bread with my son. That's what they did to me. They try to put my son on medicine. I said, "You're not putting my son on medicine. You're not going to do this. My son doesn't need medicine." I mean, my wife's son was the same way. And then they said, "No, we just going to homeschool him." And they homeschool from early elementary all the way up to high school. He just graduated this past year. Good kid. It's well worth it. Now, if your son goes to a good school like mine's telling you about, okay, I understand. If you participate in extracurricular activity at the schools and they take care of it, they paying for school. Like, my son was blessed to play basketball. He was able to go to school at a good school. Didn't cost us anything. Okay, do it. Go with it. But if, saying you one of those parents, you see your son, your kid's on the borderline, and he's really having a lot of problems, and you have the time within your schedule that you can carve out 4 hours a day. That's all it takes, 4 hours a day to do this. I would recommend you do it. I would definitely. It's not, and the thing it is, it's cost efficient. It doesn't cost that much, and it's a tax write-off. So there's a lot of benefits to this.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't saying that people shouldn't do it. I was just saying for me, it like
I mean, I understand if you don't have your schedule won't allow you to, it won't allow you.
Specifically moved to this area for this specific reason with my son. I used to live in the hood. And I'm like, yo, my kid's not going to school here. I just knew that I knew they wasn't going to school here. So I moved to an area based on the school district. And that's that's why I'm here. But a lot of people, they can't do that. So yeah, before I sent my kids to school in the hood, I'd have homeschooled them. But
believe it or not, it really be the white schools, the ones that be trying to get the kids on medicine a lot. Now my daughter, not my daughter, my sister's a nurse, so she's worked around these type of kids before, so she was very hands-on when it came down to it. But she lives in Naperville, so that's the school that kind of like The teacher said something, then he plays football in Naperville as well. They do very well. So the coach said something too. He was like, I know this is hard to keep his attention. He notices that Mari seems like he wanted to do better, but it seemed like when he would fail at something, he would get very frustrated, and then it affect him the rest of practice. When he started with the therapy and everything that my sister did, he was able to hone in. He was able to focus. He was able to remember the plays. He was more receptive. He was able to kind of move past things. He wasn't as emotional as he was, but I also think it was just something in his family. It's just also something in the family too.
Yeah, you got to think a lot of these kids are dealing with young white women who are probably 23, 24, first year in school, and they don't know how to deal with little black kids.
And you
My
gotta be
son had
careful about
issues.
the notes they put on. The white kid said,
When my son was having issues,
she wasn't letting him
he
do
would when he had his black teacher, I didn't get a goddamn call. Not one goddamn call. Hear that white woman, her scary ass was calling me every other day. Every other goddamn day. I said, boy, what is going on, man?
You gotta read. You ever read this book, Hank? The Conspiracy to Destroy
That's
Black
my son
Boys.
You said what again?
Well, actually, what is that dope? I don't want to
It
interrupt.
looked like a pigeon, a
That's my
parrot.
son.
Is it a
Your son-
parrot?
your son draw that? How old is he?
He's 7.
That's really
Okay,
good.
okay.
That's fire, bro.
Tell him keep
Congrats.
putting that work in.
Yeah, God bless.
What were you saying, Watch?
No, I was saying what you're saying on there's a book called Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys, and there's another one I think it's a conspiracy to destroy boys in general, but it was speaking about like the bias against boys in the educational system.
Oh, that's
Where,
nice. Who's that? Oh, my bad.
Please follow my daughter if y'all can.
What's her?
She draws comics. She writes books. She does all.
Put it in the back watch. Put it in the back watch. So,
I got you, yeah.
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you.
How old is she?
She'll be 12 this month.
That's good. That's good for 12.
And when I say parental, when I say my daughter is the complete opposite of what you would think she is, like she's nothing like me. She's very reserved. She's very on point. You have to
I know
earn her
that's right.
respect. Like most women be like, girls be like attention seeking. No, she's very like, okay, who are you? She don't like what other kids like. She don't like, her friends told me that they was like, she's the only one who don't curse. She's very sweet. She always wants to help people. I just been trying to help her build her confidence. That's the only thing. And in school, because she told me the other day, she was like, I don't feel pretty. I don't feel this or that. And I'm not a man, you know, I'm not a dad. And I think that comes with having a dad, you know. But her uncles came over and, you know, she started feeling different. I started getting her dolled up. I had to make a girly girl. When I flat her hair and did her nails, she started moving different. So I'm like, you're getting your hair done, but getting your hair done affects the way you act. And I didn't think like that. But for women, now that I'm watching my daughter grow up, it's really a thing. Like when I just used to like leave it natural and she
But
kind
that's
of like
that's
it.
the home. But that's the home. But that's why you got to homeschool, because that's you're letting the way other people bring up their children affect how your daughter.
No, because she don't want the hairstyles the other girls have. That's the crazy part. She don't want their hairstyles. She comes up with her own thing, like half braided finger curls. She doesn't want, like, I do mostly braids. You know, I try to do I'm a cosmetologist, a licensed one. So I do try to do what's popular. She's not with that. She's not with that at all. She'll check me real quick. She's her own person, but that's because I've always fed that. I'm so different than her. I've never made her feel bad for being who she wanted and making the decisions she wanted to make, the music she listened to. Sometimes my family be like, oh, that's weird. And I always have to pull them aside and check them, like, be careful which words you use to describe what she likes. Don't yuck on somebody else young, you know? And because I do that, when she is in school, she finds and draws herself to those very few people who think like her, who watch the same. Like she's found a way to build her own little within the school instead of just being so distant from it. At first, she was distant because she was becoming a mean girl, and I had to tell her it's gonna be lonely for a second, but you're gonna find somebody that's for you. And I kid you not, her and her friends, they're just alike. I don't have to worry about them wanting to do the extra baddie stuff. Like a lot of people in her grade now doing baddies. She's just at GTV. We walking like Sean around here. We don't know how to do the other, it's just.
I have no idea what that means, but that's some young shit, right?
Yeah,
Nah,
walking like Sean, nobody know what it is. That's my point.
a suggestion to you two guys, Monk and Di, I think you guys should, since y'all kids are good at drawing, make sure they can draw, to get them like somewhere where they can draw digitally, because that's that's a new wave as opposed to paper, because like if they once they get that down packed, they can easily move into like logo design and things of that nature, which is like very
I
powerful.
just bought an app for $15. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm buying apps because now she is transforming to the digital world.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
it's kind of expensive, but I'm gonna do it for her.
No, I just encourage it. Yeah, I mean, no, just buy, iPad, a stylus, and how they draw on paper. Just encourage them to draw on that, because once they get comfortable with that, you can literally make a living off of just making one of those.
We ain't doing no logo design though.
No, but I'm saying no. Down the road,
Picasso.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it might be Picasso. It could be low, but you never know. This new age, like there's like I didn't see myself, shooting music videos and stuff for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to be a rapper, but it was a different alternative. Yeah, that's dope. Shit like that is dope.
Yeah, that's dope.
People might want custom characters and stuff like that, but yeah, like I didn't see myself doing this, but I took an alternative route, and I'm like in the same doors that I would have wanted to be had I rapped, shooting. So it's just like
that was the same for me. I used to be a rapper, and then I ended up just being a videographer, cinematographer. And just
you shoot videos too? That's funny.
I don't know more, but I keep my stuff. I don't even use my stuff, but I keep my.
Hey, you're a Canon guy. I like that. I got an FX3 and the A7 III. I'll be shooting. I get a little busy. You gotta check out my stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Davies, his new album just dropped today. I shot all the visuals on that. You got a song featuring Nipsey Hussle. I shot. It's probably gonna drop tomorrow.
One thing I knew is I didn't want to do the video thing. Like I knew from the rip, I didn't want to deal with rappers. I knew from the rip. I said, I want to do weddings and stuff like that.
I do that too. Yeah, I do everything. Like like a lot of people in our profession, they kind of keep themselves in the bottom. I'm a video show. I do it. Like I've done gender reveals, birthdays, first, but I'll do it all because it's money. Like, I don't box myself in like that. And if I wasn't working with the higher end artists, I probably would have fell back from it too, because like the up and coming artists, they're paying ass a lot of the time.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, this is Watch's fault that the conversation went to this extreme. JR, I apologize on Watch's behalf for him doing this.
Martial arts?
My daughter is wrestling.
Well, that's fine. She fucking.
Oh, so your daughter wrestles too?
Everybody wrestled. Yeah, everybody wrestling.
Oh, okay.
She beating that white girl ass.
So hold on, Watch, you didn't put the book in the private chat, man. What happened, brother?
Let me do. Oh yeah. That's what it is.
Well, I know earlier I asked you guys about influence and control. Which one was more dominant?
Influence, because it controls the mind and the body.
Okay.
I think everybody agreed with that, though, JR.
Yeah.
I think everybody said
so. The point that I was going with it, and it's just something for you guys to think about as you guys process after the stream has ended. But when a man demands obedience, he gets compliance, not connection.
I like that.
So when a man seeks understanding, he gets influence, and influence lasts longer than control. That's what we kind of discussed before, right? So when you have authority without empathy, that breeds resistance. So like the moment, like when you guys were questioning her as far as that conversation, what was that conversation needed? But the moment when Mona feels unheard, then she may outwardly agree with him, but inwardly she kind of disconnects. So we talk about how
that's real.
The influence lasts longer. So She might have been obedient, but what would happen later?
Hmm.
So understanding creates voluntary cooperation. So when man takes time to understand, her reasoning is not necessarily him not giving up his authority. He just may be kind of strategic in the way he handled things. So like that should probably be assessed like afterwards. A lot of times we don't really think on a psychological level when we're dealing with people. You have to be able to really assess the person that you're dealing with. And unfortunately, you may not see all of that until you get into conflict. So once the conflict happened, how are you responding to that conflict? Are you just lashing out a response? Are you giving an emotional response? Because similar to what Watch was saying, no, what do you mean not going to do it? If you marry this person, you're thinking long term, you might have to approach it differently. You still can yield the same results because you might leave her a little bit of nugget, and next time she know better. Maybe 10 minutes later, she might come back and be like, you know what what is that you need from me? Because I want to make sure that I don't ever get you escalated like that again.
I like that.
Yeah, no, that was real. That was you said some real shit. Like, and it does make sense. Like, you gotta have some finesse to everything. Like you do. Like there's not everybody's like the same way. So that's real.
Yeah. So a woman who feels heard will naturally submit. A woman who feels dismissed will silently rebel.
But how do you know how to like decipher between like when it's taken advantage of? Because like I just was talking and about what we were talking about, and what said was that like it's a frivolous thing, like like in terms of the pajama thing, but I'm like it's a bigger point in terms of take like listening to direction, in terms of like listening to what's important, the little things.
I'm trying to hear you, but you're talking a little low. And
Oh, I see the little things and the big things. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of being important, like the pajamas might be a small thing in the grand scheme of things, but I in my opinion, like the way I was looking at it is it represents a bigger, overarching thing. Like whereas though if that's the issue, something bigger and more important will most likely be an issue too.
Well, you just got to collect data. I mean, to be honest, you got to collect as much data as you can, and that's going to be throughout the experiences that you have with that person. I don't think if a person does something one time when it comes to communication, I think you have to try to figure out the root. Like a lot of times we complain about different things, but people don't really care about where it's coming from and how it's forming, how it's coming into play. So I like to process things. I just need a lot more data before I come to a conclusion. I may think something, and then I may put it in a small pocket at the back of my mind. And just as I'm collecting data, I'm just starting to put things together. If it doesn't require an immediate response, then I don't have to give it an immediate reaction. If it's something that I'm able to process, kind of sit on for a little bit, I might even ask somebody else just what they think without giving any names, just to see if I'm tripping. Because in order for us to be self-aware, we got to understand that sometimes we could be flawed in our thoughts as well. And that's the beauty of listening to other people, because you may be able to learn something. So I'm a student of life. I've been saying this for years, that I'm always listening to what people say. I may not agree with it, or I may not adopt it, but it can be some hidden gems in that may be able to help me later. Or I might remember, like, I remember they said this. I'm seeing this play out in real time. That was some good, solid advice. So I don't think no information is dumb. I just put it in my belt, in my tool bag, and I pull it out when needed.
I think what you said was true. If it was true, just hypothetically, like let's say there was question, like I questioned it. Why do you think the other method is pushed? Like the more direct, like I say this, do this. Why do you think that's often pushed? If you can get better results by hypothetically, being smoother with it, for lack of better words.
It could be a lot of reasons. Again, we spoke about this earlier about the different variables that play into how people think. So it could be some trauma within self. Maybe somebody was taken advantage of, and they're trying to make sure that they don't get taken advantage of again, or their authority was questioned, or they wasn't respected, or maybe they was embarrassed. And so now it comes this, I'm going to flex my authority. Now, there are times that you have to speak up, and that's why you have to be comfortable. Like, I often tell people, when I spaz out, or if I spaz out, it's because I wanted to, not because of the person doing something making me do it. Sometimes I want to do it because I want to do it. Like, I've been hearing it for years. I decided to speak up, and I stand on it. I spoke up because this is the shit that I noticed, and I'm confident because I got so much data. Well, it's a strong belief in me that you have a problem, whether you see it or not. And it doesn't really matter if you accept what I'm saying, because I no longer have to deal with you anymore if that's what you choose to do. I'm prepared for the consequence because I instructed the order with self. So that's just how I kind of look at things when people flex. But you have to have a conversation with that person to really unpack it. Other than that, we'll just be assuming. It's all assumption, but if I'm assuming something, I just need to kind of package it well, where I got all the data that I need to come to that conclusion. It's just a more logical approach, a more logical answer. It may not be a factual, but I feel comfortable. One of the things about being a man, you got to be comfortable making a decision, no matter what it is. And if I make a decision, if it's a failed decision, then I can go back and I can make it better. I have no problem apologizing if I'm wrong. I have no problem owning up to something that I've done and it didn't turn out the way it's supposed to. As long as I wake up, I'm able to correct it. But I also look at the lessons in it as well. So I don't think every situation that doesn't go my way is a failed situation. I like to try to be a little bit optimistic in how I look at things, because now that I know better, I'm supposed to do better.
Do you think like, it's a little off topic, but do you think that evolutionary biology should be there should be more emphasis on that in the curriculum of a school?
Say it again.
Do you think evolutionary biology should be like more emphasized in today's curriculum?
What do you mean, evolution?
Like the reason humans are the way they are, like, from the evolutionary standpoint. Because it seems as though we question things that there are answers to, scientifically, and that we've kind of been given like light answers to, but I don't think it's really pushed in the curriculum, specifics, as to like this, laws when it comes to attraction and things like that can easily explain away a lot of like transgressions and stuff like that people have today. Because like basically people are sending their children to school, right? And they're sending them to science and math and these various things, but then they grow to not even apply those same things in their like, everyday reasoning. So it's like you'll be mad at your son if they get an F in science or an F in biology, but then you're walking around every day not even applying those same things, like not applying those that knowledge, to everyday life. It's kind of contradictory.
Yeah, I'm about to end in a second, but I don't know. I mean, it's just so many different variables where I don't think that you can really teach this. I mean, most of your teachers are gonna come in the field, and you just got to go out and experience life. I think more conversations after the fact, because we can't predict our experiences, but we can discuss how we got to it and can try to understand how to function at a max possibility. So I don't know.
This would be. I think this would be dope. Like as a curriculum, like group discussion for young kids, like starting like how we're talking, but like for young children. I think that should be some like kind of implemented. I think that would be something dope.
I mean, it starts in the house. I mean, that's going to be your best teacher. So you can't really depend on other folks to really pour into your kids. So if you take care at home, then hopefully they got a higher percentage chance of being a better version, and you can paint the picture more so than the world painted. We get to these super chats, we get up out of here. They got 11, $10. She can be a cheerleader for the Chicago Bears. All about the $2. Kardashians kind of not all of that fan. Kind of not all that fan for real. All about the hands, $2. Gabrielle look way better. Dope. What you on? All about it again, $2. I'm changing dad tires, cutting the grass, etc. Browner with the $5. Also member super sticker. Thank you. Mission with Mastro, 1999. Thank you, sir. For the new cape for Repo Dad. Dress warm. Winter is coming. Mission again, $9.99 for the Repo Dad utility belt. 2 cents, $5. People talking regular with their shoes on the wrong foot. It's hard to listen. And Construct Icon, thank you, sir. $1.99. JL dropping bombs of wisdom tonight. Thank you, sir. I want to thank everybody that has contributed to the platform tonight. And the biggest way to support is to hit that like button, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel and go ahead and share the stream.
Can I get a closing thought real quick?
Go ahead.
I closing thought. And this is something that I've been thinking about. I'm gonna probably talk about it later, but I think that parents should keep in mind the end goal when it comes to their kids, because a lot of times parents will take away key things as a form of punishment, and I don't think that that's optimal. Like, for example, if my son plays football and he's really good at it, or if he, does something that he's really good at, I'm never going to use punishment, taking that thing away, or I'm taking football away from you. I'm taking drawing away from you. I'm taking this away from you. I think we should instill other forms of punishment, because ultimately we should keep the end goal in mind. If your son is a football player, he's a football player. He's going to go to college. It's going to pay for his schooling or something like that, right? So I don't necessarily think that it's the most optimal thing is to take away the things that they're good at. I think we should find other ways to punish and discipline our children. Because a lot of people do that. They get caught up in like, oh, you can't go to wrestling practice tonight, or you can't. We skipping football practice. We skipping this, that, and the third. And I don't think that's helpful in the long run.
Why don't you just tell his wrestling coach that your son's been acting up or not doing what he's supposed to, and allow the wrestling coach to punish? That's what we do.
That's a good option too.
Good solid information. Well, I want to thank you guys. Now you want to say something? So I came off the mic.
No, I was gonna say my sister do that with her son, and it works very well. She tells his football coach, like them boys, I don't know what it is about them in them sports, but once they starting to get the hang of it, the dedication is crazy.
Yep. I want to thank you guys for sticking around. Excellent dialogue tonight. Thursday show tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all tap into that. Again, the best way to support it, that like button. And thank you guys.
Thank you.
We are out.